What is up, everybody? Collector Joey here, back again with another cop or drop episode. Of course, this is going to be an awesome one. We do have a lot of news actually this time around, so it's going to be a really, really fun one, especially coming off that Ahsoka episode. It's going to be really fun talks today. But without any further ado, I am going to actually bring in the panel one by one and then our special guest. So, first off, I did want to actually have the artist of the group come out first. Here we go, Mr. Good Old Spotchka. What's up? What's up?
What's up, man? Yeah,
How you
man.
doing?
Thank you for bringing me back on again, Joey, man. It has been like you said, crazy week for us collectors, especially
Yep.
today with some in-art news, possibly. So, yeah, man, I'm excited to talk with y'all.
Yes. Glad to see you here, Daniel. And me and Daniel will be seeing each other next week, and also we'll be seeing this guy right here next week as well, Mr. Reversio, right here. What is up? How
What's
you
going
doing?
on, man? Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me.
course.
I know it was change of plans, but
Short
thank you
notice,
so much,
yeah.
man. I'm excited to
Yeah.
be on here and getting a catch up
Mhm.
with Danny again, and then Joey. Seeing y'all
Yeah.
next week's gonna be fun. Steve, and then our special guest. So thank
Yeah.
you, man.
Yeah. Austin couldn't be here today, so had to ask Mr. Zio if he wanted to fill up that spot, and he's the MVP, so he got this tonight.
I got you.
Thank you so much. He's wearing the Austin shirt too, so hey.
Yeah, I got the button up. Trust me. Gotta
All
fit
right.
in a little bit more over here.
I know. Not just like we got the next person. He hasn't been here in a while, but we got Mr. Star Wars man himself, Mr. Steve.
Hey,
Oh,
what
he's
is up,
falling
everybody?
asleep. Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
It's been a wild couple weeks for me, so yeah, sorry I haven't really been able to be on consistently,
that's
but yeah, Joey,
you
appreciate
got a
you
lot
having me
of
back
lives,
on,
man.
man.
Yeah.
So
course.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for a fun show. Lots of good stuff to talk about. I was saying backstage, I just caught my second wind.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, ready to talk about some
Sometimes
fun
that's all
stuff.
you need. Yeah.
Yeah, good to see you,
Uh,
fellas.
Before we
hello,
get
hello,
before
everybody
we
in
get
the
started,
chat.
fellas, let's just congratulate Steve first of all for getting a partnership with Underground Figures. Round of applause,
yeah.
everybody. And
Yeah.
also,
Y'all
Appreciate
check that
it.
out. Hey,
for reaching
hey.
4K subs, man.
Thank
Let's
you.
just,
Thank you.
man. Well,
I was gonna
well
say,
done, brother.
if you guys ever order from Underground Figures, make sure you mention Steve's name, Evil Sneaker.
Yeah.
Say Evil Sneaker, because he is partnered with them now, and I'm pretty sure that will look really good for him as well. So
Yeah, you guys can
make
check out
sure-
my video. I
yeah.
just posted a short. It's like a 5-minute video if you guys are interested in, seeing what Underground Figures has to offer. But go check that out and let me know what you think.
Yeah.
You can always reach out to me if you have any questions. Usually on Instagram, you can find me. It's all on my channel. But thank you, Joey, for allowing me to have that quick
course,
plug.
yeah.
And congrats to Joey on 4K subs.
Thank you,
That's
thank
how we
you.
go.
I'm
Gotta
actually
be
gonna probably order a next figure from Underground as well. See how they do, because they seem like they treat Steve pretty well.
Yeah, you won't be
Yeah.
disappointed.
So the next, our special guest is someone that I've talked to here and there. We talk, and I watch the Wolf Pack, of course, all the time on Wednesdays, and I always see him. But I'm glad to have him here, Mr. Brick Artemis himself.
Rep the hoodies. Let's go, Steve.
Man, yeah.
The merch.
Yes, I love it.
And I got the old logo on. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Like I watched
course.
this. I was telling you pretty much every Thursday. So
Mhm.
either whether I'm at the gym or something, I try to
Yeah.
watch it. Sometimes I fall asleep because it stays on a little late, but
Yeah,
I will
it's
be
late,
up
yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me though.
Of course. Yeah, I know it's a little late. People probably fall asleep all the time during this because I see people leaving and then some people coming and some people leaving. So yeah, it's kind of late. I might actually push it to 8:30 one day. The 30 minutes is a big deal actually if it's up this late,
Yeah.
But thank you guys, like always, for being here. Y'all are awesome. I'm gonna address the chat real quick, just see who's in here, and then we'll get started, guys. So we do have some guy that was in here earlier. He was in here at 9:43 a.m. He's saying, "Copper drop, don't miss it tonight. Highly entertaining. Thank you. That's really appreciative. Some guy's awesome. Let's see. My thing's buggy too. Daniel. So Como saying copper drop.
Yo,
Yomo, yeah, sorry. And then we got Andreas saying football tonight. Yeah, I'm sorry, Andreas. Cholo Figs, hello, how you doing? He's always a good supporter of here. Brick is in the chat saying, let's go, let's go, let's go. Ariel is in here as well, saying hello, everyone. Have a great stream tonight. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Ariel. We got the Everyday Collector, bro. I love watching his stuff too. He's a good streamer, man. We got Christian Cooper in here. Hello. Yomo saying yo again. Nick is in here. How are you? How are you?
I love that profile picture, man.
Bro, I just realized that. The bubble bass.
Bubble bass?
Is that Hera
Yeah.
or is that?
That's bubble bass.
That's
That's
Bubble
bubble
bass.
ass right
I know.
there.
I know.
Oh, I get what you mean now. Oh, Renz is in here. What is up, Renz?
What's up,
To the
Renz?
freaking best freaking artist on here. Well, everybody's good, but
Yeah, he's better than me.
Ren-
It's okay. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, all right, sorry. No, everybody check out Renz, and you need to start showing off your art more, Daniel. You really do.
I haven't drawn in weeks, man. It's just with this trip
Mhm.
coming up and doing
Yeah.
YouTube, I need to get back on it. But plans are coming. I have my
Yeah.
contingencies. Yeah. Well,
Ariel saying congrats on the 4K. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Nick, what is up? Haven't seen you in here in a while, Nick. Oh, probably a week. What's up? Love your new pictures that you posted of Ahsoka and Anakin. That's awesome. What's going on, everybody? Reversio saying that. Late Bloomer is in here. Hello, Late Bloomer. We had him on the stream not too long ago. SpongeBob SquareBalls is in here. I know him now more as Classy Thomas. So he's killing the stream game right now. Jedi Chris is in here as well, and we do have Brian Herrera. Hello, hello, hello. And that's everybody that is in there. Myra couldn't be here tonight. She is at a concert, so she's at the Daniel Caesar concert. So if you guys like Daniel Caesar, that's where she's at. And also Drake is in town tonight as well. I wish I could have been there. I always go to the Drake concerts, but bro, like the third, the like very high seats were like $400. So I'm not doing that.
it's
That's
pricey.
RoboCop right there.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly. Isn't that how we all think?
flop.
Oh,
Man.
man. Well, I guess yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Joey, at 4K followers, you can't be sitting up there, man. You got front row seats.
I know. I gotta have the freaking.
You can't be talking
standing.
about how you want to go to Drake on Thursday, Copper Drop Night, bro. You gotta hype.
Well,
up
he's
the
coming. He's gonna be there tomorrow too. There's a second concert. There's a second.
Okay, got you. Box.
Yeah.
You're in the box, bro. You're in the box. You're good.
stream.
But I did want to start off, as I usually start off with the guests, is asking them a few questions. So, Brick, wanted to ask you, and you could be as short as you want with it, as long as you want. It don't matter. I know you probably got this asked a few times, but when did you start collecting like 1/6 figures?
Back in November. Yeah, I mean, maybe
Yeah.
October. Maybe October. It was but okay, let me start at the way beginning. So
Yeah.
earlier that year, or maybe it was even the year before, I have no idea because I wasn't really into it at the time. I got an upgraded Spider-Man suit. So whenever that first released, I want to say it was 2021, but it might have been early 22. I got that and I was like, dude, there's too much here. Like too many webbing, like hands, like I cannot get into this. I'm gonna lose something. My kid's gonna break it. It's just gonna sit there. Like it wasn't really for me. However, I saw the Jedi Knights watch his collection all the time, so I thought I'd give it a try for myself. Get me a Spider-Man while he had all these DC figures, and I about a couple days later, I sold him that figure.
Oh, really?
And then all of a sudden, I'm looking, and I find out that they have Into the Spider-Verse figures coming out. So I'm like, okay, these look pretty cool because I had a bunch of arcades at the time. I had like a little arcade room and everything. So I was like, these would look pretty like dope. Like just the two of them on like a top corner shelf or something with some LED lights around them in the arcade room. Because it kind of goes with that like, retro artsy kind of style with, the cool lights and everything. So I ended up pre-ordering them, and then when they came in, it was like nonstop from there.
Yeah.
It was game over. So I was like, I get it now.
Mhm.
The problem was I was into Lego too, so it was like, and my channel had started. I started my channel November 14th.
Yeah.
So while I'm doing these Lego videos and trying to grow from that, I'm like, well, how am I going to find this money to get a hot toy?
Yeah.
Being so expensive, and Lego is expensive as well.
Mhm.
So and my content is Lego, so I have to prioritize with that, right? So eventually it's leaning more Hot Toys right now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I got Wolfpack Wednesday. I talked to you guys. I talked to a
Mhm.
bunch of other people in the 1/6 community, more so now than Lego. Every
Mhm.
now and then some other Lego people, you know, still talk to me and
Mhm.
whatnot, but it's definitely more 1/6 figure right now. So just kind of leaning that way, but it doesn't mean Lego's done.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still doing shorts randomly with Lego and yeah, some video content. So but yeah, back in October, November, I want to say I became like an actual like
Oh man.
I was like, I'm gonna start collecting this
the
stuff.
wallet's got a little slimmer in
Oh, yeah.
in that time.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Well, I guess you kind of told us half of your name, why it's Brick. Brick is
Yeah.
like Legos, right? So I
Yep,
want to know how you
yep.
came up with your name. So we know that part, but where'd you get like Artemis from?
Yeah, so I definitely wanted something with brick, you know,
yeah.
and so but Brick House was taken, obviously, Brick Space, just all these a bunch of things I was trying to come up with. I can't think of them all, but I'm a big space guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not as big of a Star Wars fan as some people, but I still love Star Wars. But like space in general, like just time time you know, like time traveling. I'm into like all types of stuff with space. Interstellar is one of my favorite movies.
Oh hell yeah!
And there was
Yeah.
also
One
a
of the
book called
goats.
Artemis. Artemis is like a moon god. And
really?
and it's just like I'm into aliens. I'm into that weird stuff. So I won't get too into that. But
Yeah.
I was like, what's cool, you know, since Brick Space was taken and all that kind of stuff. I was like, Artemis, that kind of flows good. Brick Artemis.
It
So
does.
I kind of stuck with it. Yeah.
Bro, that's
So-
crazy. How some I
And-
remember I was
yeah.
trying to make up a name too, and it was hard. It's hard to make up
That's
a
why I
name.
got the little rocket ship.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
cool. I did not know that. See, that's good to ask these questions because I didn't know that. That's awesome. So since you barely got in it, what no, and how many months? Maybe a little over 6 months now.
Yeah, it's about 8 or 9
Like
months
8?
now.
Yeah.
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 And so how
Crazy.
many like 1/6 figures do you collect? Are in your collection, and what is like the main IP?
Yeah, I got about anywhere between almost 30. I want to say I got about 26, 27 figures.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I had more.
Yeah.
But again, you know, you can only get so much at
You
a,
can.
you know.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy with my collection right now. It's,
Oh, yeah. Looks
I'm-
beautiful.
I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing it my way. Thank you. I'm doing it my way. Getting it when I can. Don't feel forced to have to buy something and kind of just do my own thing with it. But Marvel is definitely my number one priority right now. It's a perfect time to buy the figures because they are lower right now. And you know, I grew up watching, you know, the animated Spider-Man series, X-Men, all this stuff. I grew up watching like, you know, Batman 89 and all those Batman movies too. But Marvel was like my thing. And when Spider-Man came out, I think it was like 2000 or 2001 with Tobey Maguire, I just got hooked with comic books. So like my life was based around Marvel. So that's why my main focus is Marvel for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of how I am too. Like what got me into superheroes and stuff was like Marvel and Iron Man. So I have a lot of Iron Man stuff.
Real
I
quick,
feel you.
Brick. What was your favorite animated series from the Spider-Man, X-Men, Batman animated series from the 90s? Which one would you say is your number one?
Dude, Batman was really good, but I'm gonna go with Spider-Man.
I'm to me it's a tie between both. Like
Yeah,
it's a tie between both. And I do agree with Batman. Like I think I have all the little collectibles from the animated series from that DC collectibles line. But I think I tied aside more to Spider-Man too. Like
yeah.
I think
Dude,
it's
it's hard because like I remember just going over to like friend's house and they would have it on too, and then they would have like little toys from the movie or from the show, and it's special.
Okay.
So
awesome. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, I'm glad I asked that, man, because I really like knowing some of the background of the guests we have on, and it's really fun just getting to know you guys. But I know Steve is going to have a lot of thoughts on this one, so we're kind of segueing now into this. He already made that known. But me, you guys might be mad at me, but I've never seen RoboCop. But I I do know that it was filmed in Dallas. Well, at least a scene or so was filmed in Dallas. So that's the only reason why, like, I even know about it. Probably, other than it is iconic. But I like this figure to drop for me. But I'm just wondering if it's going to be a drop, copper or a drop for you guys, and also the chat. I will put copper drop down there in the comment section as I usually do. But I'm just going to go down the line. Daniel, is this a copper or drop for you?
Yeah, I've not seen RoboCop in probably 10, 15 years, man. I watched it a lot when I was a kid, because when I was a kid, I was heavily into like Back to the Future and Jaws and those like 70s, 80s classics, right? And Star Wars included. And RoboCop was like that in between, like Predator, Terminator kind of style. But he was really cool character design. Still a drop for me. I've never seen RoboCop 3. Peter Weller's a classic, iconic American hero for cinema, but I don't know what the fuss is all about. Some people have been saying that it's RoboFlop. I don't know if that's because of the blue hue over it. I was about to say, like, not to call myself a head ass or anything, but on Fortnite, RoboCop he kind of has that blue hue-ish tune to him. So I was.
Is that what it is? The blue hue?
I don't know.
The big complaint is, they show a lot of blue in the pictures, but when you get it in hand, it's not as blue.
Yeah.
As in the pictures.
You can see the harsh purple light in that shot too, and the one you just passed on.
I was watching. I think it was Big Brother. Yeah, I think it was watching Big Brother this morning.
That one right there.
Somebody, I think it was Bob Dylan, sent in photos of like comparison of this one and like the old version, and you can see the difference. So I don't think it's a terrible blue purplish hue to it. It represents the look of RoboCop to me, but it's a drop for me nonetheless.
Yeah. Carlos, is this copper a drop for you?
It is a cop for me, actually. I'm waiting for my last payment of Prestige for Sideshow, so they can ship it out. I know they just got released yesterday, I think, or today. Was it yesterday? Today?
No. When they shipping it, or when did they?
No, like when it just dropped, like it just released.
It was Tuesday or Wednesday, yeah.
Yesterday. And I know that he's not the most accurate RoboCop, but I really wanted this figure because this is one of those figures that like I can relate with my dad because he knows who RoboCop is. So I wanted a talking piece to like when he came over, like, dude, is that RoboCop? Yeah, bro. Like something like that. But also, one of the first figures that I got as I started off collecting was RoboCop. It was a Batman, which I already have a Hot Toys Batman, and it was a Venom, which I have a Hot Toys Venom, and the third figure was a RoboCop. And so I figured I needed him in my collection to just kind of reminisce how my collection has evolved from the 112 to the 1/6 scale. And I know that the color might not be good, but I think in my room with the reverse zeolite, you won't even be able to tell, man. You're not even gonna be able to tell. I plan on putting him up there too, so I think he's gonna look pretty good. He's gonna reflect those colors really good.
I like the battle damage. The battle damage.
Yeah, the only thing I'll knock off for it is the battle damage on the chest is awesome. I wish he would have came with a battle damage helmet also.
Oh, okay. So I thought I had a close-up view of it. Oh, here it is, right here.
But I do like I'm excited just because of all the shot possibilities that I can do with him. With all the accessories that he does come with. So this is a cop for me. And I did grow up with the RoboCop movies, and I like the little theme that would play when he would come out too. So I'm excited to photograph that guy when I do get him.
It's gonna be a good one. He looks pretty cool. He looks like he's cool. He's photogenic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, what is this, copper drop for you?
So I've seen RoboCop, but not like I'm not into it enough to pick this one up.
Here's what the box looks like.
It's really cool. I think it is like, if I was really into RoboCop, I'd probably consider, but I know like Rick and I talked about last night on Wolfpack Wednesday about this figure, like a decent amount as far as, this one versus the original, if you had the original. Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's a drop just because I'm not all that interested in it. But nevertheless, it's a pretty cool figure. It's very, very similar to the first one that was released outside of the accessories and the color, right? The color change was like the other thing. Like the really subtle color change. So overall, like if you like RoboCop, I think it's great, especially if you're not really worried about what movie it's from, and you just want a RoboCop in your collection and you missed out on the first one and don't want to pay like that premium price. I think this is a great option for you.
Yeah.
But
I heard people
other-
don't like this backpack. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that some people
Yeah, I
don't
feel
like
like
it?
a lot of people don't want to display it with this, but
Yeah.
you don't have to, and it looks
Yeah.
exactly like the first one, other than the the blue hue if you don't have the the pack on. So like I said, people who wanted RoboCop missed out on the first one. I think it's great for those people. For me, it's a drop though. I don't have any interest in picking this one up.
Oh, okay.
I do like the movie. I like the original.
Yeah.
I always thought like the way he pulled, like the gun came out of his leg and stuff, or like like I just thought like
Spun it around.
yeah,
That's
they
how I
spun
plan
it.
on posing
Yeah.
him too, with the gun coming out of his little holster.
Yeah, it looks so like that part, like all that stuff was like pretty iconic. I feel like for the movie and like things that you remember, but yeah, not for me, but it is a cool figure.
Yeah, it is that, and it's not diecast, is it? But I heard that it's pretty. It weighs a lot, so it feels kind of like one.
I thought it was diecast.
It is diecast.
Is it diecast? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Nice.
Maybe they were talking about the older one.
I didn't even know it was diecast. Honestly,
Do y'all like the remake to RoboCop? Did y'all see that with the guy who played Rick Flag?
I thought it was a very underrated film, but it's not as good as the original.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it was still
I
fun.
agree.
No,
I
I
agree.
think it's overhated, to be honest with you. I feel like
Yeah.
not a lot. I don't think the market for RoboCop is gigantic, but I can see a few collectors wanting the remake one just because the suit design in that movie is actually pretty slick. So
Yeah.
Did they make a figure of that remake RoboCop, like a third party or
No.
anybody?
I don't think so.
Well, maybe
No.
a third party, but
Maybe.
I don't know
haven't
if I
seen
saw
one.
one. That one was it had a cool, unique like look to him. Like it would have been nice to have a little third party version of it.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Brick, is this copper drop?
Man, I'm gonna make it simple tonight, and I'm gonna
Very
say
good.
cop.
Ooh,
However, if I had the choice, I would choose the older RoboCop that comes with the chair.
Okay.
But if this is the one that I can get, I'm perfectly fine with. I think this RoboCop looks better with the tint of blue that you get, even though it's not as blue as in the pictures. Whatever, at least that's what people are saying. But maybe if I ever get it home, then I will be able to see for myself. But it is a cop. I'm gonna try to get it, just don't know when.
Yeah, I heard they have how Sideshow always comes out with those unboxing videos. I heard that they have an unboxing video. I didn't look it up before this, but and they said that it doesn't look like it has that blue hue to it. But I have to look.
I don't
at
think
that
you
a little
really
later.
notice it too much until you put it side by side, like we saw that picture.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but
Yeah,
I think the lighting that Sideshow used was also very harsh, and then, like because of the metallic finish, I think it too much like what's it called, brightness, saturation on the camera. But I did see the comparison shots that Brick was talking about, and you can tell like there's a hue difference there, and it is nice to see because I think it'll show up a little bit in person.
Okay.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
television
The thing with RoboCop is I remember having a RoboCop toy as a kid.
Yeah.
And you push the button and it's like drop it and all this other stuff that dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Yeah.
But one day it like broke in the middle of the night and it kept saying drop it, drop it,
Oh
drop
my
it.
God.
So I like had to go into my parents' room. I don't know what they were doing. But it was a very funny moment when I just kept saying drop it, and my dad.
Yeah.
Like, trying
You
to
had a
fix this
haunted
dang
RoboCop,
thing.
bro.
I know
Yeah,
that sounds
dude.
scary. I would have been like,
Yeah.
getting out of here.
Yeah, dude, it was like Small Soldiers.
Oh yeah.
Great
Dang,
movie.
I haven't- yeah, that is a good movie.
I've
So
been
I have
listening so long.
We are the Gorgonites.
Yeah, dude, we need some of those figures. 100%.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
that would be cool actually.
Gorgonite,
Every
dude.
single one.
Hell yeah.
That sounds
I
like
used
something
I used to
that could be
have
on
some of those
Danny
figures
Channel.
back. They used to make some back in the day. I think I used to have some.
They have them now. They're like anywhere between $100 and $300 for like the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have those like at my parents' house. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, I'll
That's
buy
a
them
hot
from you right now.
You press a little button on them and stuff. They make noise. Oh,
Yeah.
so cool.
That's something, yeah.
The poll in the chat had 17 votes, guys, and drop was at 58%, and cop was at 41. So this one was closer than I actually thought it would be, honestly. Let's see who popped in here while we were talking about it. So we do have Adam Wayne, hello, saying what's up, fella. Zio, what's the deal, my boy? He's saying hello to you, Zio. ISIS,
my
is
boy.
that how you say ISIS? Yeah.
Well, it's ISIS in Spanish. It's
ISIS?
ISIS,
Oh,
so we
okay.
go by ISIS. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but it is ISIS, and
ISIS.
that's how you spell it.
I should know that. I should know that. Electric Collector, how are you? I was always saying Electric Collector. Hello, everyone. So we got Graham in here. Sorry, Graham, I am taking up half of the wolf pack. I didn't mean to. I promise. So
We have your wolf pack hostage.
Yeah.
Send over your figures.
Broke on Toys. Hello, I do know. Broke on Toys does go on live with Zio a few times. I did watch
my
that.
boy, man.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm cutting you off, Brick, with these names. I don't mean to.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Lewis is in here. He changed up his profile picture, so it looks a little different. What's up? How are you? Always here, always supporting. Hello, David, saying drop it. Some guy posting the links. Thank you so much. And everybody's channel is down in the description. So if you guys want to hit that subscribe button on everybody down here, it would be awesome. Let's see. Robocop is also from H-Town. Oh, okay. Anybody else coming up here? New Feezy Figures. Hello, Feezy. How are you doing? I think we are going to meet up with Feezy as well in San Antonio. So I think he's going to be there as well. Can't wait to meet you. Christian Cooper is in here, and Bones. What's up, Bones? I saw him in a live stream earlier as well. What are you laughing? You're always laughing.
I'm laughing at the comment that Bones.
Oh, me and you both.
What do you say? Oh, okay.
Bones,
Sorry, I'm just like going past it. All right, any of you guys?
No, Bones. Yeah,
So
Bones.
No, Bones.
Oh, okay. Wait,
So,
is there
Christian,
another
I
one?
don't have Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper, but
Don't.
Oh, wait, that was okay. Smoking a.
if Jedi's still in the chat, I know he has one.
I was reading the wrong thing because this thing is weird. But
That's so funny.
Bones.
The Return of the
Honestly-
Jedi Stormtrooper is dope. It's a cool
yeah.
figure. I mean, I'm not the one to ask about troopers because I love all the troopers.
To be honest,
So I'm gonna tell you, like, it's a cool. Yeah, all the original trilogy troopers all have their little nuances. I feel like they're all unique in their own ways, and they're all
Yeah.
cool. I don't even have them all yet, but
it really depends on like your favorite version of that Stormtrooper helmet
Yeah.
and that costume design, right? Like
Yeah.
for me personally, it's that Rogue One look where they upgraded it, made it more, I guess, realistic and flexible for someone to wear it. I like that Return of the Jedi sculpt for the helmet, but I think the Stormtrooper Squad Leader Commander is pretty cheap if you can find it on BST groups and eBay, and it's a pretty good easy army builder, and it looks like original trilogy Stormtrooper. So
190 for Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper is a good price.
That's
though.
good. Yeah, that is
not
good.
bad.
That
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, but yeah, that like
Let me go.
Stormtrooper Commanders is just a weathered Rogue One Stormtrooper.
Yeah,
Great
badass.
option for sure.
So y'all ready to go to the next one?
Yeah.
Got Miss.
Do
I
it.
know. I know you and Austin kind of talked probably a little bit about this. This one right here, but I would like to know. I'll start off with you, Brick. Is this? I'm gonna leave Daniel for freaking last because I know he has some thoughts about this one. But Brick, what do you think? Copper drop.
Okay, it's a cool figure, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
drop it because it's
gonna drop
just
it?
not something. Yeah, I mean, drop it. Yep. Yeah, it's just it's not for me right
Mhm.
now in my collection,
Yeah.
and
Understandable.
there's just so much out there that I'd rather
Mm-hmm.
have over this. I could name 50 plus figures, but not saying anything bad about this figure. I
Yeah.
think he looks great. I think the update is phenomenal. I love the
It is.
eagle. He looks really cool too. I think the problem with me too is I haven't seen the show, so that might.
I was about
be
to ask you
the
if you
reason
saw
why.
it. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I've
convince
seen-
you to
I've-
watch that show before the stream ends,
Yeah.
bro. I promise.
Let me get off. But I've seen the Suicide Squad. I really like him
Yeah.
in that. I know some people didn't, but yeah, I mean, cool figure, but drop for me.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards cop it. Well, I'm not actually gonna cop it, but if I did have like, if it came by me for a little cheaper, yeah, I'm gonna cop this, all day. I just really love the chrome helmet. Looks really good on him. At first, on the prototype pictures, they did not have that chrome look to it. It was kind of like the Beskar that you see on the first Beskar Mando. It was kind of like shadowy, or I don't know what you say. It's kind of like a cloudy. It wasn't as reflective. I did not
It's
like that. But,
Matt.
yeah, it was like a matte, and
Like
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know why they did that, but now it looks like this, and it's 20
Dull.
times better. Yeah,
Yeah, this is shiny.
yeah, this is
They
really
use that
good.
the chrome Mando paint on it.
Yeah,
It looks shinier than the chrome Mando painting.
It
Honestly.
does.
It's like the
Imagine-
clean.
Yeah, it does.
imagine a chrome Mando with chrome like that. That would be sick. I think it would at least. But
Yeah.
but Steve, It's a copper drop for you. Have you even seen the show?
Yeah, I absolutely love the show.
Yeah,
that show was like a 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah,
no
it was
lie.
really good.
Like,
yeah.
and I like the Suicide Squad movie, but like kind of like what Brick alluded to, some people didn't like this character in the Suicide Squad. I did not like this character in the Suicide Squad. This dude was an asshole.
He was.
Yeah.
I did not like the stuff he did, and like if you know that movie, obviously like what he ends up doing, just was not a fan. But he totally redeems himself in the show, and like I just got such a new appreciation for John Cena as an actor. He just kills this part, and like I'm a wrestling fan, so I like John Cena from that.
Yeah.
To see him as an actor and just like the raunchiness of the show and just the other side of John Cena that you don't get to see, I just thought was awesome. And they nailed it with this figure. I mean, it looks just like him.
It does. It really does.
For me personally, sorry, go ahead, Joey.
I'm sorry. I actually have a video I'm going to show you guys. So I do have the copper drop in the comments, but I actually, a good friend of mine on Instagram, 16lover, he had a video. I couldn't get the, he has a video of him unboxing it. So while you say some more of your thoughts, Steve, I'll have that playing so you guys can take a look at it. And he shows how it looks with the, so also I want to ask you guys too, if you want to say something about it. The gun is actually glued to the holster, so you cannot take the gun out. And so what do you guys think about that as well? Sorry, Brick, I forgot about that, but
that's fine.
Yeah, so what do you think about that, Steve?
I think like you can just warm it up and get the gun out.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Like we already know Hot Toys glue doesn't hold very well. Like these holes, like I have a couple of new figures that I bought, like I bought like I got a Luke Skywalker like Stormtrooper disguise that was brand new, but because it's an older figure and it hadn't been opened, I opened it up. Like you can see the glue drying around the little magnet for the holster. Like that happens on so many of these holsters for all these figures. So
yeah,
I like, if you want to get the glue off, I bet you there's some people who are going to be able to grab this gun and pull it right out of there, to be honest, on some of these. But like just warm it up with a hair dryer or something gently and take it out. I don't really see it being much of an issue based on how their glue really is.
Why did they even give a silencer too? Look, they put a silencer in there, so like they knew that you're going to be able to take it out.
It's just there's something obviously like, you know, whether or not Warner Brothers or whatever, what have you, like why they wanted the gun to be in the holster. There's a reasoning why Hot Toys had to do that. But with that being said, I mean, it's not really an issue for me.
Can you put the clips in the gun like you can with like Black Widow and all that?
Too. Yeah, can't you? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
So it's just a weird. It's just, I mean, like I said, I mean, like you'll be able to get it out of there.
Yeah, so you got it out.
So there you go. A little bit of heat and a lens force. The little so there's a little column. There's a little column in there that's holding it in.
Oh, okay.
So everybody's gonna want to take this thing out of the holster. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
But this figure's dope. I really like. So I know a lot of people are probably gonna say, like, they're not really gonna mind that it's just the helmeted version. But honestly, I would have appreciated a non-helmeted John Cena head sculpt. To be honest. He has the helmet off for a lot of the show. And the custom ones that I've seen for John Cena head sculpts just look really, really cool. And I think for me personally, I would want to display this without him having the helmet on. Nevertheless, like it's really cool. I am on the fence with this. It might be an eventual cop for me, to be honest.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
This would look great on a one-off shelf for me. I'm not really interested in the other Suicide Squad figures. I'll save all those for Spotchko when he talks, but you know, this is potentially like I could see myself picking this up maybe down the road.
Yeah, same here. I just love the freaking chrome on it. It looks so good.
This figure looks dope. They nailed it.
It does. They really did. And they even like painted the whole gun as well, like even like where it wasn't being shown. So that's another reason, like, hey, they knew that we were gonna do this.
There's something up with that as to why they did that, obviously.
Carlos, what are your thoughts on this one? Or what are you? So, is this a copper or drop? My bad.
So I haven't seen the show. I've seen half of the show. So the most that I know of him is from the Suicide Squad, and he was a total douche in that in that movie. So I don't have a good impression of him. I know that a lot of people did like the show, and they did enjoy Peacemaker, the character himself. But I don't. Not just that, but it doesn't fit my collection unless I was picking up the Suicide Squad. It's going to be a drop for me. It's a fantastic figure. I think a big letdown, or maybe something that would have swayed me to go for it, would have been a John Cena sculpt. maybe
Yeah,
it would have really pushed me. But I'm not a big fan of the helmet or the look in general. And for me, like as a character, when I see one that I'm like, man, you know what? Like, would I want to wear that suit? You know,
Yeah.
that's something that I always think about. Like, man, and I would not want to wear the Peacemaker outfit, so that's gonna be a drop for me. So, you know.
All right. Now we have Daniel. Daniel, he actually, I know what his answer is.
All right, Daniel, we're just gonna skip you. We know
it's a
your
drop.
answer.
Wait,
It's a
we've
drop.
been waiting.
It feels like
What
there
you
was a
got?
storm building up. No, 100% cop that this was
Yeah.
the quickest cop that I've done so far as a collector. Me and Mrs. Spashka made this purchase at like 6 o'clock in the morning on
Really?
TVA. I woke up and saw my message from Steve and I was like,
Because I was up at 5.
dude, thank you for
I'm
being
up
up.
at 4:45 sending you messages, bro.
And you know, it's so
My
funny. 'Cause
bad.
I normally don't wake up with my eyes like this because I'm like, you know,
I know
trying to
you
wake
wanted
up.
it, so that's why I
Dude,
messaged you.
Yeah.
I was like, Mrs. Spashka, we gotta go. I was so excited. I have issues, of course, the gun not being able to be removed. A little bit of heat, yes, but should we have to do that? Absolutely, motherfucking not, dude. The Peacemaker gun is the sword.
It's
cool and
iconic.
whatnot. He should have come with those shield too, because he has that in the show. He uses it once. I think he uses the sword maybe once or twice. Could have given him a shotgun. The duffel bag full of other helmets would have been cool too. I like the sonic boom one he has right here, but he has like 6 different ones in the show, so
Mhm.
I don't know. You know, another thing with this is I think this is going to be the only figure we get from the show, which is a letdown because Vigilante in the show is a standout character and would have paired very, very nicely with this figure, especially like some people like, you know, Steve said he's not going to get any of the other Suicide Squad members, so Vigilante would be a good companion piece. Yeah, a John Cena head sculpt would have been perfect for this. I think I've seen some people in BST groups selling the V collectible sculpt. So you have to get the team, but
I saw Nick say something. He said that this they sculpted his whole face under the helmet. I don't know why there's a no head sculpt. I didn't know that they
I
did
saw
that.
a video. Yeah, I saw a video
Really? I
unboxing
need to
where
look at that.
you can see the lines though, so it's awkward. There's no hair, so it looks like
Mhm.
John Cena, but and it's sad too because
okay.
it looks really good. It looks just like him, and
Yeah, it's a weird that they didn't.
it's so weird,
do
and
that.
it's unfortunate because in the show, you're right, he doesn't have the helmet on for 90% of the show. Would have loved an anti-gravity helmet, you know, like with like a clear base or something, because that's a funny gag in the show. But you know, it doesn't bother me. I'm gonna 100% display this with King Shark and Bloodsport and Polka Dot Man. Hopefully, they give us a Harley from a third-party company soon, man. I love this show. For anybody, like I said to Brick and you know, Carlos need to finish the show. This show, if you've done any Disney Plus homework and have had to sit through half of the Marvel Disney Plus shows, you owe it to yourself to enjoy this show. This show, if you didn't even enjoy his character in Suicide Squad, this adds not only so many layers to his character, but every character in the show feels like a real living, breathing person, right? Everyone has their own flaws, their own character arcs. Nobody feels stereotypical. John Economos is I remembered that name. I never remembered the guy in the chair's name, right? John Economos is a standout character of the show too. And it's really unfortunate that we're not going to get more figures from this, but I absolutely love the seamless arms on this. I think
I do too.
MBD Dyson in the chat said he wanted the joints. Personally, man, the seamless doesn't bother me. I think that they nailed the proportions. This is honestly one of DC's best releases from Hot Toys, and we don't get that many. So I'm appreciating this. It's been a great week. I'm glad that this is getting shipped to me. Sorry for the long-winded answer, but y'all knew that was
No,
coming.
you're good.
Love this.
Nick, I can't pull this up on my computer, but Nick showed what it looks like. So this is the sculpt, what it is.
See, they did a pretty good job with the
So,
sculpt there, right? Like
there it
they
is.
could have done it, but
I wonder if it was.
Damn,
a
they got the
licensing
ears
issue.
right too.
right.
Yeah.
It may have been a
maybe they just
Carlos.
You know,
Maybe
like
they
with
just wanted to-
WWE.
I don't know. But this is
I
weird
think,
too.
I think they just
The character's so
Sorry.
outrageous though, but like, no, you're good, brother. I just don't know if I would want to display him without the helmet, right? Because part of the character's charm is like, I mean, look at his outfit. He's wearing khakis and a red shirt, and there's a joke in the show about like you're gonna do a mission in the middle of the night in like red, white, and blue like tights. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? It's kind of part of the charm of the character, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you on wanting a head sculpt, but it doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mike
I
came in here.
personally-
What is that, Mike? What were you saying?
I personally think I'm sorry, but I personally
No,
think
you're
that they did it this way to give to give us more looks. So we have all these different face plates that we can use. Whereas, sure, we could have gotten a second head sculpt without the helmet, and then got the one with the helmet with the face plates. But how much would that have cost? How long would that have taken? All that stuff. So I think this is why they did it that way. They're like, well, we can have a lot more looks with this, doing it this way, and if we keep the helmet on, it hides those lines. So that might be why.
Okay. Yeah, this is,
or at least one of the reasons why.
What I was saying on whenever it dropped my video, I usually come out with the videos. I was saying that this is like one of the most like updated figures I think that we got, because we did get the update on the seamless arms, we did get the update on the head sculpt, and then we did get the update on the actual helmet itself. So this is kind of one of the most updated that we've seen of a figure. And it happened in a pretty, like, how long did it take for this thing to actually release? Not too long.
And the show came out in like January, February of 2022. So
but like it's normal time though, isn't it? Like it's normal Hot Toys time.
Yeah, around a year and a half, almost 2 years now.
It's not like Loki time or anything, you know.
No, not as bad as
Scarlet Witch.
Loki.
Yeah, or Scarlet Witch. So I mean, they did so many updates on this yet, you know.
It's weird because I don't think there's been a single bad DC release, right? Like Cyborg was pretty dope. It's the last one. I think that they're gonna hopefully update that Supergirl.
Year and a half. Yeah,
year and a half.
Nick said year and a half. Yeah,
so that's not a bad.
It's a little bit more, but
not a bad.
Yeah, and we have Chris in here as well. Like I said, Mike Litteris came in here too. Who else joined up in here? Let's see. Looks like that's it. If I'm missing you guys, it's because I'm getting lost in all these comments. But I really enjoyed hearing what you guys had to say about this one, especially Daniel, because he had a lot to say about this one. I'm glad to hear it though. But I know that you, Steve and Brick, you guys haven't talked about this one yet, so I would like to hear some fresh comments on this one right here. So this one actually released this morning. And I'm glad that it did, because I know, Brick, you are a Marvel fan, and so am I. I have this one copped, paid off, ready to go. Everything No Way Home is me. So this is copped all day. Looks great. Head sculpt is amazing. I feel like the head sculpt came out better than the prototype. Don't get mad at me, but I think it did. So Brick, I'm gonna start off with you, because I feel like I know what this is, but maybe I don't know. We'll see. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Before you say it, let me end the poll on the Peacemaker.
Definitely a drop.
So Peacemaker was a cop 52% and drop was 47%. So it was pretty close on that one too, guys. So sorry about that, Brick.
No, you're good. But yeah, this is definitely a cop. I have not bought it yet though. I actually did not pre-order this one, but this is one that as soon as I see it up on a store or something. I even looked on Underground, and
I was about to say Underground.
Didn't see it there. No. So Steve, you gotta hook up, let me know.
They probably sold out, man.
Blaming Steve now for Underground.
Don't blame me. don't put this shit on me, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
I will
right
find
now,
him.
and I saw it on there. I don't know if it is there, but it does say pre-order. I don't know if it's still available.
You can check and see if it's on there.
Yeah, okay. So I might want to go double check it right now.
Yeah, I'll go double check. Like I even wrote Electro in the search. So, but then again, I was in the basement in a bathroom, so it might not have loaded. But no, I think he looks great. I even liked him in the original or Amazing Spider-Man 2 when he was like purplish blue. I may be definitely in the minority of that, but when seeing him in No Way Home with this yellow, kind of the more original look, and having such a huge part in the movie, some of the best one-liners, like, man, I always thought Spider-Man was black, like that just I loved his one-liners that he had in this movie, and I've always been a big Jamie Foxx fan too, and this head sculpt is like spot on,
outstanding. It really is.
And Amazing Spider-Man's my favorite. So
he's still up on Underground, guys.
Is he up there? Simulate.
Evil Sneaker. Mention Evil Sneaker, guys.
He's up. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
So cop for you, Rick, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Right after the stream.
Yes.
right after the stream.
Nah, like put him on the spot. But I did want to say too before I go to you, Daniel. So I do have a picture of how this face mask right here is attachable to his face. So I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's kind of like sunglasses. This is how it is attached, and it looks kind of funky from the side. Of course, it looks a little weird. What do you guys think about that? As I'm going, Daniel, what do you think about it? Or is this a cop or a drop?
When I get more room, 110%. This is a cop. The final, like, I guess, promo images from when it was announced compared to now is incredible. The likeness, Jamie Foxx here, wow. The suit also designed. I think they really redeemed themselves compared to what he looks like in Amazing Spider-Man 2 with this look. And the electric glasses look on his face looks really, really cool. Yeah. Love the arc reactor too. I saw that it's USB powered, so that's interesting.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I saw a video where somebody plugged it up in the back and it looked pretty sick. So
you would think I would know this stuff.
Right.
Yeah, the back is cool with that little flap. You know, you just like flip it, like the material up, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just hide it right there. Which, I mean, cables for this shouldn't really bother you because of the construction look and everything. Joey, I'm excited to see what your No Way Home display looks like.
Oh man, and I just got told that I forgot to tell you, Steve, that they are going to be delayed. The module cases are going to be delayed, so it's probably going to be like March, maybe, when I get them. It's crazy.
Whenever you do get them, dude,
it'll be worth it, bro.
Yeah.
Your No Way Home display, dude, I'm excited to see it. Like maybe do like diorama of recreating.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Dude, that'd be so sick because
I want to put like Green Goblin and Peter fighting in the middle. That would be freaking awesome.
I was about to say you can recreate I guess a battle that we didn't get in the movie with Toby and Green Goblin. Like the possibilities with the figures that we're getting from this line is endless. And in my opinion, this is probably going to be the best looking one that we've gotten, right? Just by technicalities, the suit design, tailoring. Some people say they saw the stitching. That doesn't really bother me. I think it looks pretty fine to me. This black and gold suit Spidey, though, I hope that they give us a 2.0 with the duct tape and the phone. Yeah, because it's not very accurate. But yeah.
Okay. Steve, what do you think about this one?
This figure's dope, man. I know. Yeah. So
saying that.
This is a drop for me, but I'm not. Everybody's so high on Spider-Man No Way Home, dude.
Man,
I like the movie.
Steve, come on.
I really enjoyed the movie. I'm not like, and like I know, like I know like Brick's really high on Spider-Man, obviously. Joey, you're really big on all of No Way Home. I know you're like, Brick, did you say you're collecting the whole No Way Home line?
I'm trying.
Yeah. I know, Joey, you are for sure, right?
Yeah,
you're getting everything.
I got everything. I have everything but this Spider-Man.
The only
Carlos,
thing that I
Danny, what do you guys
get...
think? Oh, sorry, Brick. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't hear you.
No, the only thing that I might not get is the Green Goblin. I'm getting the one with William Dafoe's head sculpt for sure. I already have that paid off. But the other Green Goblin I might not get because I do have the Toys Era, and I mean to save a few $100.
It's really good.
I mean, it's still a good substitute.
It is
honestly.
good.
Yeah.
But I still got the Hot Toys one either way. But
Danny and Carlos, are you guys like really high on the No Way Home stuff?
I am. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And dude, if I had room, right? Because my dream, like I think I've said this before in a copper drop, if I had my own studio, my own tattoo shop, and I had a bunch of module spaces hanging around the shop, I would totally go for it, building a display, and you could have half of the shield coming out and having the 3 Spider-Mans on it, and loved it. This movie is recreating lightning in a bottle, right, for a display, because that night I still remember, like, this was during a time where the world was still kind of depressed. We were going through a pandemic, and we had a movie that people were excited to go see again. And regardless, now that I'm mostly a DC fan now compared to Marvel, I still really love this movie. This movie is, it almost felt like, yes, sure, you can say it's nostalgia bait and whatnot, but it almost felt like a thank you to the fans, right, for sticking around, for being a fan for that long for Spider-Man, especially for people like Nick and I's age, right? Like if you grew up with Tobey Maguire, thank you. If you grew up with Andrew Garfield, thank you. So yeah. What about you, Carlos?
Big thank you for the Andrew one.
So I am on. It's not even the No Way Home hype. It's just the Spider-Man hype. Like I like Artemis. Like being a big fan of Spider-Man from the 90s was huge, and you don't really get a lot of the Sinister Six villains or the Spider-Man villains in general from the I guess the comic designs. I know they've done a few here and there, but to be able to have these figures in their movie form is more than enough for me. So I'm building like my own Spider universe here, because I am including like Venom and Carnage from the what's it called, from the Sony films in my display with them, and I'm very happy with it. I'm happy that we have almost every iconic villain from Spider-Man so far, and so I am looking forward to this. This is definitely a cop for me. I just hit up Steve for some more instructions to find out how I can so I can pre-order this guy, because I did miss it. I was talking to Joey earlier today about it, and Joey would not stop talking about how he was going to display him with the star piece. Like, I was like, Joey, no, dude, you can't. No, Joey was like, hell no. He was like, hell no. He was like, that's just going straight to the trash, is what he said. But
I didn't say all that.
It's nice to get the option. It's nice to get the option.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, for pictures, it'll look
wild,
awesome,
though.
right? If you want to take a picture with him, it's gonna look dope. This is one of those figures where, because I feel like most figures that come with effects look kind of cheap, but this is one of those figures that will really pull off the effects.
It will.
Not so much the face piece necessarily, but the electricity going around his body. They nailed it with the sculpt too, and the fact that the joints are like they're actual joints, and you don't have to worry about creasing the arm or whatever, the seamless body. It's gonna make for better posing. Like, I mean, being able to move the Carnage the way that I can move him at that size is incredible.
How dare you, man?
Oh,
Actually, I should have put him right here for you, Steve.
Not again.
And but
not again.
I'm super excited, man. Like, I really I need this guy. I'm not gonna get so I'm content with my Toys era Green Goblin and Doc Ock, because even the Green Goblin, the William Dafoe head sculpt is beautiful, but I'm not gonna use that sculpt as much as I'm just gonna use the regular Green Goblin whatever helmet. So I'm gonna stick with that one for now. I mean, I don't have the Green Goblin suit out displayed yet. It's still somewhere in storage. So once I get them out, if I get tired of them or I feel like the Hot Toys one really, really, like, it's like I need that, then maybe. But I'm okay with it for now. So, but I do have almost all the villains from the Tom Holland series. Andrew Garfield's on his way. I'm waiting on Toby. Then you got the final swing suit. So
man, I can't wait for that. That one's gonna be a big release.
Yeah, so this is definitely a cop for me.
Spidey.
Yeah, I have.
I do, man.
I
do.
Yeah,
you know who I left more than Spidey? Carnage.
Batman. Oh, Carnage.
You know what I'm interested about? I want to know.
Oh, wow, the antagonizer, bro.
I do Batman too.
I guess I'll give my answer. So this is a drop for me. I don't know if I said that.
Because
this figure's dope. This figure's dope, dude. So like, I do really like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. The only figure that I'm really drawn to that I would probably consider picking up from No Way Home is the Tobey Spider-Man. That's like if there's one Spider-Man, if I could only pick one, it'd be Tobey.
You gotta get
Just
one.
like
You get one. You gotta get all three.
No,
Yeah.
not for me.
There's
one. Like for me, like I've talked about this in the past. I primarily collect Star Wars stuff, and when I get figures that are outside of that, I want them to really, really be like, really personal to me. And Tobey's the one for me that's the most personal, because that's what is most nostalgic. That's not a knock on the other ones, because I think they all are great in their own ways. But No Way Home, I would never consider, for me personally, collecting everything. I know people are really high on the movie. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was great. I mean, yeah, it's obviously a nostalgia trip for that movie. I think that plays a huge role in it obviously. This figure is super dope. I think they nailed the outfit. It looks really, really cool. Just for me, like, this doesn't really mean anything to me personally. So in that case, like, it's just really hard for me to, consider getting this, but I think it looks really cool, man.
It does.
The design of the character is really cool, and it sounds like you guys are all going to be happy with this one.
I'm curious to see if anybody would want to do if y'all see the movie Baby Driver. This is kind of a similar sculpt to how he looked in that movie, right? So it'd be interesting to see some Baby Driver customs from this head sculpt.
Yeah, I
He
want
was
that.
also
Nah,
really
damn. I
funny in
shouldn't have
Horrible
meant-
Bosses.
So
Yeah, Horrible Boss is good. I shouldn't have mentioned Toby because I didn't pre-order him, and I know he's going to be a pain in the ass. Based on how Garfield is right now, it'll be interesting to see what happens
Toby
with
would be
Toby.
even tougher.
It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with that figure. That is one I actually might end up picking up at some point. Is Toby, but we'll see.
dang, so 21 votes on this guy for Electro, and 52% are saying drop. And
What?
47% are
Close.
saying cop. That is crazy, bro. All these have been close, like within
Yeah.
not that much, a few percent.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't think they've ever been really that close. All of them. But a few people that came in here that I'd like to mention, we do have like cop from Chris right here, Bones saying easy drop or easy cop, and then we do have MB Dyson saying drop for me, only getting the 3 spiders, but looks good. So that's good. Ariel saying drop. Let's see. Ren's it's right there. Oh, I thought he was saying something. Nick Collectibles is saying, how did they get him so right and Doc Ock so wrong? I know it's crazy that how good you can make this one and then just flop on one of the other ones. Let's see. Adam Wayne saying, gotta watch where you fall. Yeah, he did. Since you mentioned that, Brick, he does have a lot of one-liners that are funny, that are cool. Yeah.
Are these the Legos? Are these the Legos right here?
What's that?
I was just like, Brick, you remember that line? Are these your Legos?
Yeah.
You're talking to Peter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Omar came in here, AVO saying congrats on 4K. Thank y'all. And if you guys are watching and you did enter the giveaway for the Mysterio I'm actually having, and if you haven't, go down to the video and enter that if you'd like. I am having that 4K giveaway on the next Copper Drop, but I'm not having Copper Drop next week because I will be in San Antonio. But the one after that, I will have that, so stay tuned. I will post it all and everything, just if you guys are wondering. So yeah, guys, let's actually get to, so this is kind of what I call, I guess you could say halftime for this show, because we are an hour in. Let me remove this real quick and go to what I want to, this one I've been hyping up all day in our chat and saying that this is going to be a good one. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with this segment, so let's get this one started right now. Here we go, guys. This is going to be Star Wars themed. Now, this is usually what I have.
Shit.
Okay, I usually have figures on here for Copper Drop, but for this or that. But this time it's going to be scenes. So this one is like, hey, you're gonna have you can only pick one of these scenes, and the other one is literally going to get deleted from your mind. So, which one are you going to pick?
Jeez.
Let me know. I'm going to start off with Daniel, and we're going to go down on this one. So I have 3 of these. Which one are you going to pick
Damn,
to keep
put me
forever?
right on the spot, bro. Damn,
know,
bro.
I know.
I'm gonna go last.
This is
And
wrong.
I was
I'm
hoping
gonna-
Steve was gonna
No
give his answer
pressure.
first, and then I could kind of go off. Okay,
No
makes
pressure.
sense. Yeah. Fuck.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna also, hold on. I'm also gonna put it down in the chat for you guys to vote as well, because this one is a little crazy. So yeah, it'll be down there. Make sure y'all look for it. But go, Daniel.
You know what, man? Initially, I was gonna say this, but I thought back to 2016 when I was sitting in that theater and I was watching Rogue One, and I saw that scene with Vader and just how it got quiet, and you hear the ambient and you're like, oh shit, and then you hear the lightsaber, bro. The amount, it was a sold out audience, right? So the amount of oh shit, it was, yes, it was cool on Disney Plus, but that's not something you can get, right? I didn't have 100 people around me going, ah, crap, man. So you have YouTube reactions, and I think that kind of solidified that, but that doesn't make it or break a scene for me. While the Luke scene these 2 scenes are important for different reasons, right? The Luke Skywalker scene in Mando represents redeeming that character for what they did in The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, right? Force Awakens. The Vader scene is reminding everybody what the hell is up, right? Reminding everybody who is the baddest villain of all time in cinema history. Reminding everybody how powerful this dude really is, right? Yeah. So, because early days of YouTube, right? Like Vader was kind of memed upon. You had epic rap battles of history, rapping with Hitler, and there's just a bunch of memes on Vader back in the day, and this kind of made him scary again, which For me, I love my villains to act like Michael Myers, where they're just terrifying, and this is the ultimate Michael Myers Vader scene. So 100% gonna go with that.
Okay. All right. I'm seeing a lot of this. I also see Mr. Mike said that's.
That's what I said too.
Yeah.
That's-
Mike and Steve, they were like that.
Yeah. Zio, what are you gonna go with on this one?
It's a tough one for me.
It is, yeah.
I know that Danny really he had that really good experience at the theater watching with that. I didn't see that movie in theaters. So for me, it's gonna be this. Because I think like when I kind of like with that I kind of expected it, but with this I didn't see it coming. And when it did happen, I remember it was kind of like, you know, that episode 5 of Ahsoka where you saw it a few times and you were like, oh my god, you know, oh my god, like did that really happen? Did that really happen? Like I was like, oh my god, you know, I was talking to people who didn't even really keep up with Star Wars, and I was like, do you remember Luke and all that stuff? Like, and so for me, it's gonna be this, and so I'm excited. That figure also it's on the way as well, so I'm super excited for it.
Okay, that's a good one, man.
Yeah, I know. So I'm excited to finally get that one. So for me, it's a this.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm going with. I don't know. God, I didn't even think of it myself. I didn't even think of it myself.
You know, I'm gonna,
all day. He's been thinking about how fire this was all day. He was like,
"What?" I was like, I
this
love
is a
Vader.
really good option for this or that, man. Good job, Joey.
Thank you.
Good job.
I literally have had Vader in this pose for so long with the I don't know the custom LED sabers. I had him in this pose forever. But this one is really good. I'm gonna pick that for right now, so I'm going with that. Steve, what are you picking?
Yeah, so this is obviously very tough. I could never wipe one of these away, but I think for me, when I think about it, I look at kind of the magnitude of each situation overall. So Vader, obviously, it's a really pivotal moment because at the end, he's trying to prevent the rebels from getting the Death Star plans. And we all know what ends up happening there. And obviously, they inevitably escape and he doesn't get them back. And also, yeah, it's about time we get this menacing Vader, and Vader in his real form on screen, which is great on screen. But there's also more stuff in other mediums that show the power and if you really want to see what Vader's capable of, go read some of the comics and some like a couple books, because Vader does some way worse stuff than this when it comes to his character overall. He's crazy. And then I just want to get my thoughts out loud before I make a pick, so you guys can understand what I'm saying.
You're good. Steve,
so for Luke,
forever from your memory, man.
So another thing is, like Danny, you had mentioned too, with Vader just being so menacing, but let's not forget that for everybody in this scene, Luke is also menacing. You get Moff Gideon looking terrified when he sees this character walking through on the video, because he knows what's about to happen. It makes you think like he knows the legend of Luke, and like he knows like what he's capable of. So Luke in his own way for that. I'm getting kind of chills just talking about it. It's kind of crazy because like this like gets me emotional when I think about these two scenes.
100%.
Like I saw Vader in theaters too, and I was just like, jaw-dropping moment, obviously. But Luke, for me, I think hits different emotionally than the Vader scene.
And I can add to that too, because I just became a Star Wars fan, right? Like around this time as well. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I felt emotional too. I don't know why. Like I hadn't been a Star Wars fan forever, but I felt emotional too. I can't imagine how you feel.
The Luke, and another thing is you have to remember everything that was already like a lot of people are like, oh, this is like Luke redeemed, because a lot of people were unhappy with the sequels, and people felt like they really did right by Mark Hamill and Luke as a character, and really finally we get a moment showing basically the most powerful Jedi. You could argue, I guess, in George Lucas's own words, that you're seeing the full power of Luke on display. And also what is a pivotal moment, he comes in and obviously takes Grogu. Emotionally for me, I think Luke takes this one too, because like this look for Luke as well is like really for me growing up and like nostalgic. Like the Jedi Luke version is like probably my favorite look. Return of the Jedi Luke.
Yeah.
Like that's the toy I took to kindergarten. You know what I mean? So like seeing this holds a lot of emotional weight, and it was something that nobody really expected. And the scene is like just one of the best things that ever happened. So with that being said, after explaining it out loud and feeling how I feel, I will go with this. Okay. I would say Luke's return in this moment is more important to me than Vader going off. Vader going off is great, but Luke's moment I feel like is more meaningful. You know what I mean? Like we already knew what happened. We already knew the Death Star plans we already knew what happened. They had to, what are they going to do? Show Vader doing some badass stuff. And it was really cool to see that. It was really cool to see that, but it wasn't as critical of a moment as Luke's return and what that means for everything. So I'll go with this.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool. Love that. Thank you. Brick.
You're welcome.
Rick, what are you doing? This or that?
Oh man, this is tough, but I had a lot of time to think about it. And which is perfectly fine. Got to hear what you guys said about everything. I actually saw this scene in theaters, the Vader scene, and it blew my mind too. It was super cool. But we kind of already knew it was what happened. But like Sneaker said, it was cool to see actually, Vader causing some damage, some havoc there. So, but with Luke, seeing Luke and de-aging him and everything really opened up a lot of doors for Star Wars, and to be able to see him come back like that, that was a huge moment in Star Wars, and a lot of hope for a new hope for future Luke Skywalker type scenes, and what they can do, and Vader, it's like you can put a Vader suit on anybody and it's Vader, but being able to see Luke and doing what he was doing in this scene just definitely like created something new, and my jaw dropped on my couch, and I was like, rewind. I watched that scene like 3 or 4 times like that night. It was pretty sweet. So I'm gonna go with this because of that, and because of doors that opened up due to the fact that they were able to de-age Luke, and it got even better the way they de-aged him in the following events and Boba Fett. So pretty sweet. Excited to know that we can see more Luke. I mean it's just like just like
I didn't think about it
like
as
Anakin.
Much,
Joey, this is really good. This is a really good move on your part, putting this in Copper Drop. Like this is a really cool topic, and also you can't have one without the other. This Luke scene doesn't go down like this without the Vader scene. You know what I mean? Because they definitely made parallel connections with this, right? We have the Vader hallway, and then we have Luke the door opens up, and he just goes off too. Like there's parallels there. They fit the Luke scene was definitely influenced by what Vader did as well.
Yeah, we have 2 more of these too, so I don't know.
Oh shit!
Nice.
2 more.
This is the warm up.
This is the warm up. So I don't know if the other ones are better than this one or not. They probably.
Can I say one more thing too? So Bones in the chat, he has like the Luke as his profile picture. It's crazy when I see the photo. Like I get chills when I see it. Sometimes
it was randomly. Your photo too. It was your photo.
It was my photo. Like I'm one of my Facebook, like on my older Facebook profile that I deleted. It was my profile picture. And it's like. It's weird, like that, not a ton of moments that you see in cinema and stuff give you chills like that when you just see pictures, but like that's one of them for sure. Yeah,
I have that with the Joker, so I have that with Heath Ledger. Mike said the question is when you introduce someone to Star Wars for the first time, do you have them watch Rogue One into episode 4, 5, and 6, then final episode of Mando season 2? It's a good thing. I would think that you would do that, but I don't know. Just for that scene, I don't know.
Well, Joey, what did you do? I know, Joey, you said I know you kind of got more into Star Wars when you watched Mando, right? Did you just watch season 1 of Mando and then go back and watch Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So I watched season 1 of Mando. I was like, I actually really like this. And then I was like, let me watch it in numerical order so I can keep up with the timeline. And
So you went 1 through 6.
Yeah. No. Oh, sorry. No. I'm sorry. I went through timeline.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what I meant. Yeah. And so I could understand throughout the whole thing. And I was like, you know what? I forgot. Now that I'm thinking, I forgot what I did, honestly. But it's because I was very surprised. I think I did watch it in not chronological, but the timeline.
Or like release order, you mean?
Yeah, because I was like, what the heck? I did not know Anakin was Vader. I did not know that. And so as I went through there, I remember seeing that, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, now I see where he came from. But y'all ready for the next one? Oh wait, let's see. Let me end the poll. So we had 17 votes on this one, and so for this it got 52%, and for that it got 47%.
Man,
so it's another close one.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, guys, here we go. Here's the next one. So we do have these two fights right here. These might be easy for some people, and it might not be. So we do have Anakin versus Obi.
Oh my god, bro!
From Revenge of the Sith,
Jesus.
and then we do have the older Darth Vader versus Obi. So I guess I'll do this one first because I already know it's Revenge of the Sith, of course, because that's what movie stood out to me the most. Because I am a newer Star Wars fan. I want you guys to know that. But let's see. Who do I start off with first? I'm gonna do Carlos. Which one are you picking?
Nah, this is an easy one for me.
All right.
This, me and Isis and I, like, I have a fun time. She can quote that whole scene, like "Your new empire," you know, like that whole that whole thing, like it is, you know, and you know, like we just have a lot of fun with it. Especially because she, like, when I see her geek out on stuff that I like, makes me even more happier. And so for me, there's that sentimental part, but also the nostalgia. Like, I grew up with episode 3 as my favorite movie growing up, right? Like, when I was going through, I think it was 5th grade, I don't remember what grade, I was playing the video game on the PlayStation 2. I was watching the movies. I had like toy lightsabers, and you know, so for me, it's a this, like, without a doubt.
I think it's when you kind of grew up as well. What this one will be. So, and I know that the this one isn't too, or that isn't too like actiony or whatever. But it's still very, very iconic.
Yeah, and then like seeing Anakin go through the transformation from, this is, you know, when he's going to that dark side, and you start seeing those his little Sith eyes or whatever. It's just like, to me, it's so awesome. And then like you also see like the hardship of Obi-Wan having to fight him. You know, like it's a, you know, it's just a cool scene for me, and that's something that I have to just stick by, because it's the one that I have the most emotional attachment to. So this for me. All right,
and I do have a poll down there, guys. You can vote if you'd like to vote with us. You can. Let's see. I'm gonna go with you, Steve. I know you just talked, but what would you do? This or that? It might be an easy one, guys. I'm sorry, but
I would go with this. I mean, I grew up with the prequels too. I mean, I had seen the original trilogy before I saw the prequels, but prequels were the first ones I saw in theaters. Yeah, I mean, both of these moments hold a lot of weight. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's my favorite character. Yeah. In all of Star Wars, I've said that many times. Probably is getting boring at this point whenever I mention that, but I mean, there are two different scenes that hold, you know, like I said, a lot of weight, but the one that's more exciting is obviously the you know, the Revenge of the Sith, and Obi-Wan working Anakin. So yeah.
Okay. I should have put the Luke and Vader fight probably, but
another thing is, ultimately, if you think about it, Anakin never really defeated him. Obi-Wan won every time, essentially, because, you know, Obi-Wan, you know, he's gonna become more powerful than you could possibly imagine, you know. So like there's a reasoning for that. So that's why Obi-Wan's the GOAT. But yeah, I'll go with this.
I think Anakin is, but okay, I got you.
Did I say Obi-Wan's the GOAT?
I think Anakin.
Did I mention that yet?
I think you mean Anakin.
Yeah, I think you mean Anakin.
Yeah, say that to his burning body while Obi-Wan has the high ground, baby.
Daniel, what are you thinking?
You know, yeah, I'm gonna also go with this. this scene alone is what I feel like majority of people go back and watch on YouTube when they're looking up Star Wars scenes to just relax and watch. I am still holding out hope that Hot Toys or somebody just goes out in an extravaganza for their 20th anniversary in 2 years, year and a half now, whatever, and just gives us a Mustafar battle. Like, you know, we've gotten that dark side of Anakin base with the droid or whatnot, but I actually want like a full-on diorama. Give us the high ground diorama base so we can recreate this. This scene, you know, that is a great scene too, because it's the end of his life. Yes, he becomes Force Ghost and becomes more powerful, but it's, you know, Steve has that love for the Obi-Wan Kenobi character, especially because he's seen Clone Wars, right? Anybody who hasn't seen Clone Wars, that adds such a layer to that character that is honestly relatable, because not really as much of a spoiler alert, but he may or may not fall in love with somebody at some point. Like, he feels more human, right? And the fact in this scene that he's kind of encapsulating all of those memories, and if you think back on that, it's heavy. But this scene is, if you're doing a marathon of all the Star Wars films, this is the moment that everybody's watching, right? Like dads who stand up and watch TV, this is where everybody in their kitchen is out watching this, right?
Yeah.
I wish that there's a way that you could go back in time and watch this for the first time in theaters with people and just see reactions to this fight, because the choreography is insane. Like,
it is.
I don't think Disney Star Wars has even matched what Ewan and Hayden were able to accomplish in this scene alone. Like, I forget how long it took, but man, as a kid, I grew up on watching the behind the scenes with them rehearsing with the metal bars and whatnot, trying with my cousin. So yeah, 100% going with this.
And I think I saw what Mike said. He said that there's a fan edit of the of that, and I've seen that one, I think, and it looks really, really cool.
It's really
cool. If you guys ever want to check that one out, it looks really awesome. But Brick, which one are you picking?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with this as well. And I mean, the reason is mostly because, you know, you have memes like for this fight scene, like they're hilarious, right?
Yeah.
But then you're watching the movie. I'm watching with my wife recently. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. Like, you know, she's gonna start like, what the heck? Like, I hate you. Like, it's so bad when you see these memes. But then all of a sudden, I'm starting to like tear up. I'm like, wait, no, this is supposed to be funny. Like, why is this so emotional all of a sudden? Like, this is a funny part. And it really does hit you. They really do a good job. And I think the more you watch it, the more you understand why Hayden Christensen kind of went that route, and why, you know, Lucas wanted him to act and portray Anakin that way. You know, he was younger. He was, you know, going through a lot of stuff, and you know, when you yell like that and throw your emotions out like that, it really hits you differently. You know, so it's a great, I would say top 2 live action lightsaber duels. You know, depending on the day, I'll put it at number 1, you know, or number 2. So and it's I mean, it's Anakin versus Obi-Wan, so gotta go with it.
Can't get better than that. Oh man, I love that scene so much. And like Steve was saying, so many legendary quotes everywhere. The "you will try." So like on Instagram Reels and stuff, they have this scene, but it's like 4K and like the vertical, or vertical 4K, and it looks so cool how they did it. I love that, and I just love watching that scene. But y'all ready for the last one? Oh, well, let me end this poll. We already know 93% are saying this. I guess I didn't do a good job on that one, but 93% are saying this and that. But this one might be a good job. I don't know. So the next one, y'all ready? Here we go. So we have the Kenobi battle with Vader, and then we have Ahsoka versus Anakin on the last episode. I hate you. I knew this one for you, Steve. So we're actually gonna go down the line on this one. So I'm gonna start with you, Danny. Which one are you not erasing? Which one are you picking? And then the other one's gonna get erased from your mind. Also, in the comment section, I am gonna be doing the poll for this one as well. This is the last one, so y'all guys can vote.
You know, episode 5. It was a very emotional, almost bittersweet kind of fight, right? But I honestly kind of want to go with this just because of the interaction and the performance that Hayden gives during this fight with Ewan McGregor. I remember genuinely almost kind of tearing up at first because it's very human when they're talking, and Obi-Wan's just telling him that I'm sorry, right? Because he's not seen him in 10 years. He didn't even know he was alive, and he's seeing what he's become. He sees his face. He sees all these like 3rd-degree Freddy Krueger burns, and he's like, damn, brother, I'm sorry. And it's hard, man. It's very harsh. And with the Ahsoka scene, it's sad because this is, this is her big brother. This is somebody that she viewed as a mentor, but also as her brother. And man, yeah, I'm gonna go with this though.
Okay, all right, this cool. Good to hear. I have the poll down there, guys. Zio, which one are you picking?
So I at first when I saw these two, I wasn't really paying attention, I guess, to one, but that was like, it was episode 5 was insane, right? But for me, it's this because going back to the Revenge of the Sith, nostalgia, having that, like after everything that they went through, and then you see him tell him like, you didn't kill me, like that to me was enough for me to say that this is the scene for me. Like that gave me closure. Like I could go to sleep now. Like that to me was, because it was a huge part of my childhood, and not seeing the Clone Wars or even Rebels. I wasn't as connected to Ahsoka, and although I was able, like they did such a good scene filming that, like they did a good job filming that, because it doesn't take a lot for me to see the chemistry and for them to portray the history that they've had together in the past, as somebody who's seeing it from an outside perspective. It was done so well, but the nostalgia of the closure to Obi and Anakin is it's just it's subtle enough for me to be like, man. And also that battle damage, that was pretty
cool. Looked badass. I love that battle damage.
Yeah, so that was I think my first Star Wars pre-order, I think. I think
that was one of my friends. Yeah,
that was like the first one that I actually went and pre-ordered right away. And then I started just buying figures all over the place. But yeah, that's it to this for me.
Okay, all right. Cooper saying, "Ain't no way people are picking the left one." that.
No. Don't buy into the hype train.
I was hoping that Cooper would see this one. I'm gonna pick Brick on this one. Which one are you doing, this or that?
Man, this is tough because I love both of them, obviously. But I want to go with this, but I'm gonna go with that, and the reason is because we finally get the live action look of Ahsoka with Anakin, and it's with Hayden. So, and that just the way it was all brought to us too, where, spoiler alert, I guess, but
we're gonna talk about it a little later.
Okay. But how, it went to like the younger version and going through the Clone Wars and all that, like this, that was so awesome. And to see the struggle and going from like dark side to light side to to back and forth, it was really cool. So I have to say that.
Okay, all right, that's a good. I like that. So I don't think I picked yet, did I? I didn't, right? I'm gonna do. Yeah, I know you didn't. I'm
you're saving me for last.
Yeah, you're last. So I'm doing.
Oh goodness.
I'm doing this. Just because, like Zio said, it's more of a not nostalgia, but this what got me into Star Wars. Obi and of course Anakin. So I'm picking that one just because it's my focus is highly with them. But I really did love this Ahsoka scene. I really thought it was awesome. I loved seeing him back as well. That was really, really cool to me. But overall, I'm doing this. But Steve, what do you think?
Here we go.
Yeah, this one's tough. I think like also coming off of this episode 5, if this was like a couple years ago and you had some time to dwell on this, I feel like people would change their answers a little bit. Oh, you're pulling up my quote.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, just like when I saw this, it made me think about like Anakin, like that moment for this. Yeah, I'm not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
Yeah.
And that was just like, and then also you see, Brick, you had mentioned, we're getting Hayden in the flesh in Ahsoka, but we also got Hayden in that moment with a battle damaged Kenobi that's going to come out and be a banger figure. One of the best definitive Vader in my mind.
Yeah.
With a battle damaged Anakin Skywalker head sculpt, which is going to be incredible. And like that moment was just so good. And then, on top of that, you want to talk about just like the lore building. Then you get Obi-Wan who, is telling Luke later on that, Darth Vader killed your father. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just like they connected those two moments. So like I thought that was just so well done. It's hard because I'm so biased for Obi-Wan, but I also really love the Clone Wars.
I know,
and like
that's
that episode was just full of Clone Wars nostalgia for me. Like it was just an incredible episode. But I would say are we strictly just talking about the scene of the lightsaber battle here?
Yeah, just like I guess you don't have to worry about the Clone Wars like a dialogue part,
If we're talking strictly from a lightsaber battle between Hayden and Ahsoka, and then Obi-Wan and Vader, I'm going this.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
because like also that fight was just the Obi-Wan and Vader lightsaber duels. Like I'm pretty high on the Kenobi show. I know a lot of people aren't.
I am too.
Aren't really high on it. Like some people didn't really like it all that much, but that lightsaber battle, they killed it, and I thought it was so good. And just like Obi-Wan and Vader once again, Obi-Wan beats him. Come on, guys. Obi-Wan, give the man some credit.
One of my friends
give the
in here,
man some credit.
Felix said he always tells me that Vader, they like downgraded Vader a little bit because he got beat by like rocks. But I was like, bro, like you
have to understand who he's going up against. And who is Obi-Wan to Anakin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He knows his like every move. Like
Obi-Wan, yes. And then go look at what Obi-Wan does in the future, like in these other things and Rebels and like Obi-Wan is like, people don't give Obi-Wan enough credit when it comes to like how he knows his enemies, but that's a whole nother topic of conversation. But I also really liked in this scene because you see Vader weakened, which is something you don't really see a lot of. And it's by the hands of the goat. All right, I'm done. I'm done.
Bro, like you were talking about his power earlier, Vader's power, and you can really see it in this one. Whenever he caught the ship in midair, I thought that was crazy.
Oh yeah, like, Vader's strong as hell. You know what I mean? And also like the terror. It's very interesting throughout the Kenobi show too. I know I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent, but then you get, when Obi-Wan realizes. Like when he has that moment where he's like, wow, like Anakin, he has the moment in the show and he's like basically like terrified.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right? He couldn't hear.
Yeah, he's like terrified and like it's scared for him, but yet he still ends up, ultimately, ultimately beating Vader. And like I said, you hear like Vader's like weak, right? He's like walking, you can like hear like the ventilation on his suit and like he's just damaged and stuff like that. Like you don't really see, we just talked about the scene where Vader's being a badass, just destroying everybody. This is like one of his weakest moments. And it's by the hands of my favorite character. And I also love Vader. Like Vader's my favorite villain probably in any, in cinema, Vader's probably like my favorite villain. So, for all of that, for me, this is just a more fleshed out thing that I care more about. I love the Clone Wars, don't get me wrong. I thought episode 5 was phenomenal. But what's more important to me is this. It's really hard though, because the other one is important in a different way. I'm not discounting that at all, because that is so important. And it's ultimately going to just make, this Ahsoka just be one of the, like this season, first season of Ahsoka is going to go down as one of the best Star Wars shows. But
it is.
For breaking it down like that, hopefully that makes sense as far as why I feel the way I do about this being, something that I would say I would pick that, or I would pick this.
Okay. I did have the poll up, and we got 80% saying this and 20% saying that. So, so a lot of people felt that one. But guys, that is it for this or that. Let me take this off the screen and go to The next topic, I know that, like I said, Brick and Steve, y'all have probably already talked about this already, but I wanted to get some of y'all's just quick opinions if you guys want to say cop or drop for this one. For me, though, really depends on how good the show is as it keeps going along, if I'm going to get it, honestly, and if it's good or not, and how the character develops more. So I'm going to say drop for right now. I am going to put a poll in the chat again so you guys can tell us cop or drop. But Brick, are you copping or dropping this one?
Dude, I'm copping this one.
Okay.
I'm getting this one right away. So she looks phenomenal.
She does.
Like, this is one of the best head sculpts I've ever seen.
Me too.
And just phenomenal.
Okay.
And she's a great character on the show.
Yeah, she is. She's really good. It takes a little time for me to like get into a Star Wars character, but right away, whenever you saw her on the bike, like you could tell she's a little bit different than a lot of other characters. She's not the same. She's something different. So I thought that was pretty cool. But Steve, cop or drop? I know it's kind of silly asking you, but
yeah, it's obviously a cop for me. I already pre-ordered this. Yep, already got the pre-order locked in for this one.
Okay.
Yeah, this figure is phenomenal. Head sculpt,
really is.
I agree with what Brick said. Like, it's probably the best female head sculpt they've done, to be honest. I know we'll see once it's in hand, but and like this picture right here, there's something I was talking about this, last night too, but there's something in it. Like, I did a little sneak peek video on this talking about this figure I break down on my channel, but this picture. The rolling eyes with this figure just does something different than some of the other ones that have rolling eyes. Like these angles, and just like the sculpt looks good in every single angle of all the pictures that they show, and it really brings a lot of, I feel like, differing looks to the character when it comes to posability. I think that's really important. Sabine is just a really, like, obviously if you've watched Rebels and you know about Sabine, they haven't shown too much about it in the Ahsoka series, but she's very creative, and she's very artistic. I know Danny probably has an appreciation for Sabine as a character, more so probably than me from that aspect, but everything about this figure, the purple hair looks so good sculpted. It looks so it looks like the waves of the sculpted hair are just really well done.
Yeah,
the way that her hair matches her armor, it looks really good with the purple that matches, and then you get the pop of the other colors. So this is just going to be a figure that, just from a color perspective and a creativity perspective, really pops on the shelf. The proportions of the figure look great. I really don't have anything bad to say about this figure, to be honest.
No.
It comes with the Loth cat. That's really cool. It's including that.
You can see the little moles on here too. Like,
you can see like the blush of her makeup.
Yeah.
The makeup is really well done. Just everything in the face. You can see the shine on her lips.
On her lipstick,
you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like,
it's
like you get like the glossy look. And I think, I had mentioned too, I don't think I'm going to be displaying with the helmet on, because the head sculpt is so good.
And it looks like it came with the helmet holding hand. I feel like we need that, or it might be the one where it holds the hologram, but it's perfect for that though too.
I think that's a great point. I think if you're going to have a helmeted figure, you should include a helmet holding hand, 100%.
Yeah,
I think that's a really good point, Joey.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be putting the helmet on to display this figure,
But it's really cool. I feel like they knew that people weren't, because it was so freaking good. So they did include that, and so it could hold the hologram as well.
It'd be cool to do pictures with, and like put her on, like, if you had like a Mandalorian shelf with just a bunch of everybody in armor, but this looks badass with the lightsaber, man.
It does.
Would
you get a CCFL lightsaber with this though?
So I'm not huge on CCFLs. I don't really want to have to deal with all that with those, and like I don't love the tip. I don't like how the tip looks with the.
You don't notice
I can't get. I know you don't really notice it. I've seen them in person. I had one that came with the figure that I bought. Yeah, and I'm just not a fan. I think they look great, but there's just something about them I can't get with them. I understand why people like them. They look really good in displays, but hopefully I know we'll see what the USB quality lightsabers like. My guess is it's going to be very similar to the battery quality. I don't know how much brighter they're going to get them, as far as, hopefully with it being plugged in, the LED lights up a little bit more. But honestly, either way, if it plugs in and I get some illumination that way, and it's included already in the box, I don't want to spend $100+ on a lightsaber.
It's expensive. You should
It's
see
like
the
that's
1/4
not
scale.
what. Yeah, that's the big probably deterrent for me when it comes to CCFLs is I'm not spending that on a lightsaber when that's half a figure for in some cases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just not doing it. This is out of the cards for me.
The Vader I have the 1/4 Vader, and the CCFL was like over $200.
Yeah, see, that's a Hot Toys figure right there.
Yeah.
Man. So like I understand why people do it, and I think it looks really, really cool. More power to you if that's how you want to do it. I just like I'd rather put my money elsewhere, especially I'd rather, get to get another figure instead of that, to me is a better option. But anyways, yeah, this figure is great, man. I can't wait to get it. Yeah, already I literally pre-ordered. It's funny, I don't want to keep mentioning underground figures too much, but I literally emailed right when I woke up and said, hey, this figure was just announced. Can you put me down for a pre-order when you put it up on your site? That's what I did. I literally woke up and saw it and sent the email. So yeah, I mean, automatic pre-order. What's that?
Yeah. You'll be one of the first then, whenever they
we'll see.
Yeah.
I was like, this is happening. So
that guy Mark is saying he's worried that the CCFL will get too hot. Well, I usually just use it to just show somebody or something, that I turn it right back off. It is pretty cool, or take a picture. I like it. They're nice.
You can keep them at low settings too. Like if you keep them on, I think like Graham mentioned this. If you keep them on the lower setting, you can leave them on for a few hours.
Yeah, I've accidentally had
hot.
it on all day, and it's fine. I've had this one in here for almost 3 years, maybe 2-3 years, and it's been fine.
Yeah. Yeah, they're cool. The brightness looks really cool on them. I will say that. Like they look great when you light them up.
Yeah, especially from a distance. Like you look over there and you're like, oh wow,
that's pretty cool. Zio, this is a cop or a drop?
This is gonna be a cop for me. I'm still kind of like Sabine's still a newer character for me, and she's still like developing in terms of being a fan of hers. But I am a fan of the Mandalorian as well. Like that was one of the Mandalorian was the first figure I picked up in person, the Chrome Mando. So even if I'm a big person that like I like collecting certain lines, completing certain lines, certain setups, and even if they didn't make any other figures, which I know they're gonna make more, but the Sabine would go well with my Mandalorian, group in there, and she just she looks really well. She looks really good. The colors, her hair being that purple is perfect. Like she'll be a standout piece. She's just a fun design to have in the collection, and that's one that I'm definitely going to be copying myself.
Okay, and like you said, like she's an artist, so I kind of know what Danny's answer is going to be on this one. Cop or drop, Danny?
100% a cop, man. The only thing I would love for this release is if they would have given you interchangeable panels from like Rebels and whatnot for different, armor pieces.
They've done that for a few.
With
things,
Anakin
right? Like,
Clone Wars, that would have been cool if they did something like
right, and that would have been cool. But
they did that with Mace Windu as well.
Oh yeah, with the Clone Wars. So that would have been a cool option. But other than that, man, 100% cop. The fingernails on it, I appreciate the look. I don't know why I think a different stream was talking about I like her nails, and I thought
that was Brick. That was Brick.
I was gonna say Brick. Yeah, Brick. You like the nails last night. So other than that, man, the armor looks great. It's tailoring to the suit. I'm hoping that it's not a single jointed elbow with that photo right there with like Bo-Katan and whatnot.
It's hard to say right there, this photo,
really
but
hard.
I think it is.
I hope not, because with the lightsaber, right? You would want her to be more dynamic. Like in my opinion, why they can't just give female bodies the treatment they give to the DX-23 Luke, right? Where that thing's superposable. Get that thing in whatever pose you want. Give that treatment to anybody you have with a lightsaber, or hell, a Mandalorian for that matter, because they're supposed to be in dynamic poses. Yeah, man, I love the look of this armor though. I like the way that the lightsaber hangs off of the belt. There's some of the lightsabers like
damn, this looks dope.
Count Dooku and whatnot.
So
it kind of gets hidden.
It's so cool looking.
It just looks so cool. Yeah, 100% cop.
Oh, even with these pictures of it in person, it looks just like the photos too. It's crazy. The cat looks cool. I didn't really like the hologram. Do you guys think whenever we see him a bit more, or if we do at least, that it'll be more HD, the hologram will be?
It doesn't matter to me either way because I'm never going to display it with the hologram.
Okay, yeah, they probably.
Yeah,
do
I
that
don't know.
I'm just gonna have it with
true.
Ezra anyway.
No, I think it'll look like this. I think it'll look because they want to make it hologrammy. I don't think they're going to make it look like it's. No, I think it's going to probably. They're not going to put too much detail into it.
Okay.
Also, this was a very. Also, like, she has the hologram for a very brief moment. Who knows if we're probably not going to see more of her holding the hologram with Ezra unless this is like a future scene that's going to happen. So I just don't see why you would get this figure and pose it in this way. You know what I mean? I think it's cool to showcase the figure and, like pick up different moments. I feel like they do that with some characters, but like there's just way too much you can do with this figure pose wise rather than this. You know what I mean?
I knew we were gonna get this hologram. I had mentioned it before, but just a good idea because you get
holograms.
well, you get them with other figures already. And when I saw the hologram in the first episode, I was like, oh, it's gonna come with a hologram. And, but yeah, I'm with you guys. Like I would never use this, but it's cool to have. I mean, whatever.
I've heard a few streams also say, which is very true, that the only thing you would ever have a hologram with is Commander Cody. So
that's how I got mine displayed.
That's I want Commander Cody.
Hologram.
Yeah, I want Commander Cody now for some reason.
He's a dope figure, dude.
Yeah,
that's probably gonna be one of my next pickups.
Count
he's
Dooku's
really
pretty cool with a
cool.
hologram, though. I would say,
Yeah.
especially if you don't have a Jango Fett, you could have Count Dooku holding a hologram of a battle droid or Jango Fett. But
it's like I feel like they do holograms to entice you to like think you're getting more in some cases, like especially the special edition like sideshow things like special edition exclusive like Luke came with a Mando Luke came with a hologram that I couldn't care less about. It's just interesting that they do that. And then Obi-Wan special edition is coming with a lightsaber box with 2 hilts in it. This is crazy. It's crazy how they decide on special things, but holograms. A whole nother topic of conversation, but
do y'all agree with Nick saying that it's definitely single jointed?
I think it is. I think it is, man.
Yeah, I think it is.
I thought it was double.
This looks just like the armor and just like just like Bo-Katan.
But look how bent she has it right here.
I think her elbows flexed, but her shoulders just raised and her hands rotated. Yeah. So you're not getting the double movement there. This looks like this looks like shoulder and elbow bent.
Yeah.
You're not really getting any rotation, I just don't see it.
Dude, I'm sure.
I don't see it.
They should have they
looks
probably
like the armor is elbow.
Yeah, it's one of the downfalls, like when you don't have the double jointed elbows.
Yeah.
You're so limited.
Some guy saying that Cody's pricey right now.
He ain't cheap.
Yeah, I bought a lot. I had 2 Iron Mans coming, and so it's been a while. Been a lot of freaking payments. But guys, let me end this poll. So the poll was 57% drop and 42% cop.
Wow.
So,
I was kind of surprised.
That was out of 19 votes, so that's a pretty good sample size. But guys, that was the end of the copying or dropping here. But I wanted to ask you guys a couple more questions. So I did want to ask everybody here in the chat as well. So since we saw what we saw on Ahsoka, did anybody pick up this Clone Wars Anakin? Because I'm gonna say this on stream right now. I don't care what anybody says. I bought into the hype and I bought this figure because now I had a reason to buy this figure. I love Anakin, but I never was like, oh, I'm gonna get this just because it's Anakin. But now that I saw him in this one, I'm like, ooh, okay, I got an excuse to buy this thing. First ever hype figure. Don't judge me. I am so sorry, guys. But I thought it was pretty cool to see this in person because it's cool to see Hot Toys do this, and then you see it. It's weird because we usually see it on the show first, and then we see it, as a figure. But this time we kind of see it as a figure than the show first or the show second. So it's different. But I copped this. I got a pretty good deal on it on Sideshow, so it was pretty cool. Any of y'all cop it? I know Zio, you said you copped it, right?
That is true. I felt the same way as you did. So I had been eyeing this figure for a while just because I really wanted an Obi-Wan from episode 3, and that Clone Wars Obi-Wan was, very, very close to it. And so I felt like if I did get that Obi-Wan, this Anakin would go with it. And it's a piece that I had been talking to even Austin when he got his. I was like, hey man, send me some pictures of it. And then I have the Black Series like version of him, and I agreed with you. Like one of the things that I had a hard time connecting with him was just seeing Chris, what's his name? Kristen? What's his full name? The actor's name?
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, him. I had a hard time like seeing him in that suit until it actually happened, right? Like it just didn't have that connection for me. And I know that the Clone Wars he had it, but the animated series one was the sideshow one was more accurate, obviously. But to see it in that scene, I knew I didn't even finish that episode. I knew right away. I paused it and I was like, I gotta go to sideshow right now because I don't want to miss this. Like I already know. I knew I was gonna get him because of that Obi-Wan, but I was like, I don't want him to sell out before anything else. So I paused it. I went to go pre-order it, and then I was freaking out because I was like, oh shoot, I used an expired payment or something. Like it was an old debit card that I had, and I was like, oh no, it's sold out already. But it was just that. And then
I thought it was gonna sell out too because there wasn't a limit at first.
Yeah.
Now there's a limit.
And then I was talking to Steve about how the collector's edition sold out, not the exclusive one. So people just didn't want the free poncho or something.
Well, which is weird. So it's mind-blowing.
But that's so usually what happens though, because I think it was the Venom, the one with the extra tentacles, never sold out, but the one without the extra tentacles sold out. So
it's just weird when it's the same price that they don't. Why wouldn't you just want the extra accessory?
Yeah, I don't think people. I mean? There's a lot of people that don't collect Hot Toys, and they just go on the website and they buy it. So they're not.
And a lot of people that don't collect probably look at that like, oh, you probably can't take that poncho off. Like they don't understand.
Oh yeah, true.
I mean, maybe some of them do, but some of them don't.
Yeah, and. Yeah, so me and Zio bought into the hype. I thought this thing would have waitlisted already, but I did. So I did do something smart. So with I saw it right here. Who said it? That you're going to see. Someone said I had it right here. Someone said you're going to see the young Anakin from. You're going to see.
I think it was Payton.
Payton said it.
Ahsoka version might be coming. Is that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah. Ahsoka version might be coming. So what I did is I put it on 2 payments. So that'll take about 2 months. So if we haven't seen one in 2 months, I'm pretty sure we're probably not going to get one. But if we do see it, I could just cancel it. Yeah, I'll eat the NRD, but it was pretty small.
Ooh,
NRD.
Eating NRDs, damn.
It wasn't like freaking crazy one because I got it for a low price. But yeah, that's kind of my thing. But I'm glad. Anybody else cop it?
Dude, I came close.
You did?
I was looking at it. I know a guy that has one for a very good deal.
Yeah.
And I've seen this in person as well, and he looks so much better in person. But part of me was like, I'm gonna wait, and if I still want it after the hype, I'll get them because I have the Attack of the Clones Anakin coming. I just got Darkseid Anakin.
Yeah.
There's other figures that I want. I copped Robocop and also Electro. So it's like I'm gonna calm down a little bit, even though it was awesome, and I don't blame anybody for jumping on this right away because he's a badass figure. But I'm gonna if I still want this figure in let's say a month, I'll probably grab him.
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing the same thing. I was like contemplating because I was like, it is a little pricey. It was like $260, I think, but I have like the ID me, so it took off a lot, and it made the figure, and I had like $18 in sideshow rewards. So I was like, I put it on that, and I got it like right at like $200, and I was like, that shipped too, and it was $5 shipping. So I was like, you know what, screw it, and I bought it.
Sideshow is super happy that this episode came out.
Hell yeah!
So they can get rid of their backlog of figures that are sitting.
Yeah,
this figure's dope, man. This figure's underrated as hell.
Or did you have it already?
Yeah, it's right up here. He's right here. He's right here. There's a stat. There's a stat. Anakin's are standing right here next to me. I need to put him on it. I keep saying that. I need to pose him on it. This is a dope figure. The thing is, it's a little bit different than the show version.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's subtle differences in the armor, the chest armor, and then obviously the hair is different. Okay. So it's gonna be you got to remember this figure was designed to be a direct one from the Clone Wars, and the live action look is obviously going to look a little bit different because of how they made Anakin look. His hair is a little bit like his hair is shorter. It looks different. Same with the Ahsoka is probably not the Ahsoka is the Ahsoka because you can't really make a figure of her with the actress not being 18 years old. Isn't that a thing? Like they don't. It's really hard for Hot Toys doesn't really do like characters who are minors. So the Ahsoka, I'm guessing, will probably stay the same. But you got to remember these figures. You know, I forget. Oh yeah, Joey, you had mentioned. You know, this character didn't really mean anything to you, and then you watched Ahsoka, and then you're like, wow, like now I want this figure.
Yeah.
See, for me, this character really meant something to me because I really love the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So like, I really needed this for the Clone Wars display, and just knowing this character from the Clone Wars. I don't have Ahsoka from the Clone Wars yet. I would like to get her at some point.
Yeah.
And she's she's relatively not as expensive as you can get her for under retail.
I did want to say that this episode did make me want the Clone Wars Ahsoka. Because I know I could put her with him and Obi, and I could keep my other Ahsoka with like the Mandalorian verse or whatever, and you know, just with Luke or something. And it really did, like, you know, I used to see that Ahsoka and I used to be like, well, that's kind of like more of the animated series, which I have no connection with, but she coming out in, you know, in the episode, like, you know, it closely relates enough for me to be like, you know, she would look perfect with that Anakin. You know, because that's what she was meant to be, right? But now I do have that stronger connection to get that Ahsoka. So it is something that is interesting. And now my wallet's hurting because it's like, damn.
I cannot wait to get this Clone Wars Obi-Wan, man. That's the one that I really want to pair with this
awesome.
Anakin. I cannot wait for that figure.
I was gonna say, damn, now I gotta get that Obi-Wan.
That Obi-Wan's gonna be one of my favorite figures, man. I don't think so.
No, he's not.
I might go. So. Oh, he's not. Okay, I might have to go pre-order that one.
Yeah, man. He's like when that figure comes along, that's gonna be. I cannot wait. He's one of my favorite variations of
I'm
Obi-Wan.
Sure Steve will not be excited to receive that Obi-Wan.
Dude, not excited at all.
I
might cancel.
He might cancel.
Danny, are you gonna get this one, or do you have it? Or
I used to have this one.
Oh, you did?
This was one of my first Star Wars Hot Toys figures about a year ago, and he was my main on Battlefront 2 playing the skin. So me and Mrs. This was a gift from Mrs. Spotchka actually, and we decided together collectively to sell it to get the Dark Side Anakin.
Okay.
Upon watching the episode, we looked at each other and we were like, we don't miss it, but we kind of like we could have flipped this for like a lot more if we would have just waited it out, you know?
Yeah.
But you know, aside from the hair being longer in the figure versus the show, it's gonna look sick. You know, you guys are mentioning the Clone Wars Ahsoka, and I was just brainstorming ideas in your display. You know, because there's controversy around that head sculpt. Turn her around. Have Anakin like looking at her, kind of like, yeah, no kidding, this is the Clone Wars, and have a clone or two running back, like past him or whatever.
That'd be cool.
Badass display. There you go, make it happen.
And you could do a good picture with like some of the atmosphere spray or whatever. That would look really cool.
Oh yeah.
Give it that Geonosis look. Absolutely, 100%. But it was a dope release. I love this figure. It's just, you know, Dark Side Anakin for the win.
You got that.
But
you're good with it.
And like Steve was mentioning earlier when we were talking about Sabine, I love that you got to be able to change the chest plates out, right? Because forgive me for remember right, but like one of them, they both kind of look similar to Vader, right? But one of them is a little bit more boxier and animated look, and one's more a little bit more slim down to the body.
Yeah, you can make him look either realistic, and then it has like the shoulder pauldron that fits, depending on like what armor piece you choose. It's really cool, man.
Oh, wow.
Which I appreciate.
Can't wait to get
it, man. Do that for.
It's
I
cool.
think they're doing that for Obi-Wan too, right?
Yeah. The staff is really awesome too, but
staff is cool, especially if
it's huge. On it. It's tall. Like you can see in this DF like how tall it is. It is tall.
Dude. Gosh.
Yeah, you can see it behind my head. It's so big, but
okay. Yeah. Well, you guys ready for the last question I have for you guys for the night? So I want to know y'all's rating for this episode. You could basically say whatever you want about it. If I know you have after Ahsoka, Steve, so you don't have to say much because I know you'll probably just be repeating yourself.
I'll talk about it all day, every day.
All week.
So
I already have. I feel like
my thoughts on this one was it was probably top 3 of my like. I can't imagine you guys that have seen the Clone Wars, Rebels. I can't imagine how like awesome this was seeing it, because me just knowing about it and me knowing what the characters look like, and then seeing, like, I've always seen them in animation form, of course, but actually seeing like seeing Rex in live action was cool. I knew who it was right off the bat. Seeing Anakin in the, like I said earlier, in that outfit was really cool. Always seen him. Seeing Ahsoka as well was awesome. Just, and then those the Darth Maul
Super Commandos.
yes, yeah, whatever they are. I don't really know them, but
Yeah,
but
the
that one
Mandalorian
looks
Super
that one
Commandos.
looks sick. Now that hot toy, I might cop if they made that one. But I know there's a lot more I could add, but you guys already know this episode was really cool. Like Peyton said, 10 out of 10, guys. This was 10 out of 10 for me, or 100 out of 10, whatever. Rex is jacked. That guy said Rex is jacked. Big Dog Pound, hello. I saw you earlier, but I couldn't get to it. Are you guys going to get the Ahsoka Tano from Hot Toys? Are we going to get the Ahsoka Tano from Hot Toys? I think that we're going to get that one. I think so. And we did get teased. Well, not teased, but they did show the older Ahsoka in the Sabine. I think it was the Sabine pictures. And I feel like that was kind of like on purpose. They didn't want to show us the newer one. So I think it's coming. And if I can keep looking at my phone while you guys are talking, I'll look and see if Hot Toys has came out with anything. But let's get some opinions over here. We'll just go straight down the line again. Daniel, rating and whatever you want to say about it.
You know, I'm gonna get out of 10 lightsabers. I'm gonna give it 8. I'm gonna give it 8 lightsabers.
Okay.
And only 2 off is because I have seen Clone Wars and Rebels, and I'll dive more into it with Steve tomorrow. But this episode, especially with seeing those shows, it left me. I looked over at Ariel and I was like, I want more. I wish that this alone was a complete film. And I like the show so far, but it made me wish that we would have gotten. This is an 8 episode series. Give me 2 episodes of this. Give me like more. Right? Like, the most interesting part about this episode, and I think I mentioned this prior, like when we were theorizing what this episode could be about, was I was wondering if this was going to be Vader post, like Anakin post Return of the Jedi, or is this going to be like, you know, same mindset as Revenge of the Sith, right? And luckily this was post Vader, and I found that so interesting. And that's the part that I wanted to see more of, like when he looks over at Ahsoka, like, is that what this is about? Like, I thought it was so like dark humor, because he's like, you really gonna talk about me killing kids again? Like, is this what this is about, bro? I don't want to talk about that. Like, it was just, it's little subtle humor that they added in there, but it also kind of like made me want more scenes from that. But outside of that,
you can see that it made him mad though, like when she talked about it.
And I was like, wow,
that was cool.
This redeemed his performance. And people have been saying like his performances in the prequels or, you know, here and there. This episode alone encapsulates this in the Kenobi finale. This is his performance as Anakin Skywalker with a period. Seeing Rex in 2 different armors was cool in live action too. Getting to see the Phase 1, I wish we would have seen more of that, because I prefer the Phase 1 armor compared to the Phase 2. But Phase 2 looked really sick. Loved you could see the red lightsaber with him versus Ahsoka. That kind of reminded me, there was an advertisement back in the day for Revenge of the Sith where he had the red lightsaber, and I was like, there you go. It's referencing that shot right there.
This is one of the most iconic shots of Star Wars that I have seen personally.
I looked over at Mrs. Sposhka. I was like, you know, if I had to make a video edit for all the movies and shows and just media that I love, I would make an edit of this with the Batman, with him walking through the fire, right? Like, shots like this is what we watch movies and shows, right? So 100% love this show.
You know what you just said reminded me of this. So y'all know when all those protests were going on and everything, back when, like a few years ago, dude, there was like a Batman walking through the streets and with all the freaking smoke and everything, and this reminded me of that. that you just said it. That was crazy. Yeah, I think they played that song too. But Zio, what's your rating on this episode and whatever you want to say about it?
I'm not gonna be that crucial like critical person right now. I'm just gonna ride the hype. This is a 10 out of 10 lightsabers for me. I had a lot of fun watching it, and learning so much about it was also a bonus, right? Because you see so much and you get a lot of extra out of it, and just seeing the like, you know, like this was like the No Way Home, you know, in many ways, like that fan service where you got a lot, like those, like I could just imagine like how people who have seen the Clone Wars since back in the day and like growing up and now being here in this time period and be like to see the reflection like of what they grew up watching and that it's here today and getting that representation. It's just great. Like I'm happy for Steve. Like I know Steve was happy, and Steve
I wish I could have saw his reaction.
Yes, like Steve being happy makes me happy, and I was happy. You know, like
can you imagine if Kenobi was in there?
I know.
He name dropped him. He name dropped him at least.
You know, if Kenobi would have been there, I don't know if we would have not been talking about Kenobi right now.
Dude, that would have been so dope.
Were you expecting Kenobi, Steve?
I wasn't really expecting him. Like it would have been cool, but like it would have just the focus of the. I'll let Carlos finish, but I feel like the focus it would have taken away from the focus of what the point of the scene was. But,
I think a helmeted Kenobi would have been cool. Just like his voice from far away would have been such a nice little touch, right? Like that would have been like extreme measures for a cherry on top, but. This is a 10 out of 10 for me. I'm riding the hype right now, and I'm not gonna, you know, why am I gonna ruin my hype with anything right now? I was happy with what I saw. I'm very content, and unfortunately my wallet took a big hit, but we're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it through. I
feel like this show really captured like the war scene very well. I think it did that. I heard they did like a lot of the smoke because they couldn't CGI like a lot of troopers together. But I still feel like it felt. Yeah, I still felt like it was really like I actually felt like they were in the war. Like that was pretty cool, and it was just really nice to see. And I'll let you go. You know what? We're gonna save you again for last, Steve.
You're too kind.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So Brick,
give the guests the floor.
Yeah,
there we go. I give this episode a 10 out of 10 as well. This was man, this was awesome. You know, I learned a lot too because I'm not completely done with Rebels. I haven't watched the Clone Wars, so it was really cool. And seeing this really makes me want to watch the Clone Wars now. Whereas before, even like watching Rebels and watching this, I didn't really care too much about watching Clone Wars because it was just kind of like all over the place and trying to figure out what episode 1 is too and all that. But after seeing this, I'm like, I have to watch the whole series. So 10 out of 10. I think we're gonna get a lot of figures from this series. I don't think we're gonna get a young Ahsoka, but that Ahsoka in white, oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, that'll be nice. That'll be really nice.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Steve, you ready?
It's time.
Steve.
Yeah. I mean, this episode was just everything, man. 10 out of 10, 100%. Like Danny said, I just wanted more the whole time. And it was just also, I wanted more and it gave more. It was hit after hit after hit the whole time. Every single thing I saw, like I was watching with my wife and I was just like yelling stuff out when I was watching this. It was crazy. I was like, no, they did not do this. They are not about to do this. We're getting the moments with the clones. We're getting the moments with
so as she was falling, did you know what was going to happen? Or
no.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Because she falls.
This was like a football game for Steve.
She gets slashed. She falls, and then all of a sudden you hear like the yelling, and then it's the clones are running by her. Like the way that they just created the vision that she was having, or whatever you want to call it. That's a whole nother topic of conversation of what the whole thing was. But I mean, everything was just like, and like you guys said, like. It's really nice to hear Brick, you say, now I'm going to go back and I'm invested in going to see what Clone Wars is all about. You know what I mean? Like that's going to drive people back into the animation so you can flesh this out even more. Because I do feel like, I said this kind of from the beginning of this for the show, like the show holds more weight when you know the characters, and especially when you know everything that Anakin and Ahsoka went through, leading to this moment of her getting closure with Anakin, was just like, and like this is kind of something that I already had predicted. Like this is gonna happen. She's in World Between Worlds, and she's gonna get closure when it comes to her and Anakin's situation. As far as her character development goes, everyone's saying, you know, like she's not really talking, she's kind of boring. And the reason why she's closed off is because she didn't have the closure that she needed with Anakin, which now she's had this reawakening, so to speak. You know, people are saying Ahsoka the White because it's, you know, just like this redeeming moment for her. Her whole outfit changes. She doesn't have the dark outfit. She has the light outfit. So there's just so many amazing themes. If I see why they put it in select theaters. I know there were only like, what, 10 theaters around the country or something that had this or 1 hour early screening. But like this thing was like a movie.
There was one
like
down the
this
street,
was a
and I was
cinematic
pissed.
masterpiece in this episode. I couldn't believe it when I was watching. I was like, this is like a movie. You get to the Purgles. This is just like, this is crazy looking how cinematic they made this for a TV show. Last thing I want to touch on was you mentioned the smoke and like whether or not like they could have like fleshed out the environments more, which they probably could have, but I feel like doing that in that moment was one, probably a huge undertaking for production for a TV show. Yeah. Even if they did it in the volume, you still got to fill characters in there. And I also think that was kind of my thought when I first watched the episode. I was like, man, it was like really smoky. I wish like I could have seen more, but at the same time, the smoke made it so you could see just enough of what else was going on, but the focus was still on Ahsoka and Anakin. And
you
I
could
thought
see
that
the
was
silhouette.
really important.
Yeah, you could see the silhouettes of things, which was pretty,
you could see characters, you could see silhouettes, but the focus was always on them. And I thought that was really, really important for what the direction that they were trying to go with the episode. So would it have been nice to see like Obi-Wan? Yeah, but I also like how everything we saw, you notice it was a quick flash. We get Rex briefly, we get a Mandalorian Super Commando briefly. It's not this, we're not dwelling on these other characters or moments because this is all about the closure between Anakin and Ahsoka and where Ahsoka goes from here from a character development standpoint in the show. And the closure she needed to move forward. So it was just like, I was just loving all that stuff. And like I said, it
felt like a dream.
It was wild, man. When I was watching, I'm just like, what just happened? Like, I feel like I'm still processing it.
How many times have you watched it?
I watched it twice.
Twice? Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it again before this next episode comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just a lot to process. And sorry, go ahead, Carlos.
I hope that, you know, what it did for us, that it's making us invest in going back and investing into the Clone Wars. I hope that brings some sort of awareness to Disney and they explore that some more. You know, I hope we get something in that universe or something around that time period or more of that, because, you know, just that episode alone brought so much awareness to what, you know, to people that were not as invested, and now you're gonna have more people backing you up for that, and so that would be something really, really awesome for the diehard fans and for the newly involved fans and just for the community in general. I think it would be something really awesome to get. So,
dude, on that note, Carlos, could you imagine, like, because they did Tales of the Jedi, right? Could you imagine if they did Tales from the Clone Wars and it's just a mini series live action tale, but it's just like different, like one episode's a clone study, right? Where it's like maybe you focus on Cody or Rex, and then another episode you're focused on Kenobi, Steve. Another episode you could be focused on Anakin, and it's just so many levels of just wow, like,
and the bigger possibility of all
right,
that.
exactly. Like Disney should pay attention to the numbers. I'm just saying.
Yeah. See, I've been waiting on episode 6. The next episode, because there is a clip on YouTube where the girl that plays Shin says that her favorite episode is 6. So I'm guessing we're gonna get a lot of Shin. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But
what if
she's
that's
badass.
the episode where she dies or something, man? I don't know.
I know that would suck, and I would not like it. But if she dies, I'm sure there'll be a cool little battle. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this coming up episode.
It'll be good too.
Me too. Well,
and Thrawn's coming soon.
Yeah, he is. I think
Thrawn's coming probably next episode.
Dude, if he does not show up, I'm going to be pissed. We'll get into that tomorrow,
though. Yeah, this show is just, man, everything I wanted in the show, and probably more. I didn't know what to expect with the show and where they were going to go, but they've just done a phenomenal job with the show. Yeah. Oh, another last thing I want to say. I think her name's Ariana Greenblatt. Is that her name? I think she's only like 16 or something. Like, there's Hot Toys is not going to make this figure. Yeah. Like, the only reason why, like, I feel like they make figures who are kids, or like, I shouldn't say kids, but like minors, are when they get older and then they allow them to, you know, they're older and they can make that decision to have their likeness.
Or they're older and they play a younger character.
Yeah, if they're older and they play a younger character. But she's 16 years old in real life. They're not going to make this figure. They're not. It's not going to happen. So that's
they can make
why
a baby. Whatever.
Yeah, that's why they did it, and that's why they did a realistic. That's why they did a realistic animated or a realistic version of her animated form.
Yeah.
So I don't see us getting another unless they did like maybe like I think it's like the Ryloth outfit. Unless they maybe did something like that, but again, it wouldn't be a likeness to the actress. It would be something they would just do like animated form. So I don't see a young Ahsoka coming, but we're going to 100% get the new. This is the Ahsoka show. We're going to get the new outfit of Ahsoka. 100%.
Sure.
That's probably the next one they're going to show.
Hayden saying next episode's 46 minutes, so that's a pretty good runtime.
Was
there a few times?
And shout out to the actress, by the way, for playing young
Dude,
Ahsoka.
she
She's played
did
young
a
Gamora. She's
great
playing
job.
Barbie. She's killing it at 16.
Dang, I need to. Her
Game
agent
of-
needs to be my agent.
For real.
Right, but her agent is celebrating right now.
Game of Thrones is what a Big Dog Pound is saying too.
Crazy, bro.
That
Dang.
lightsaber was perfectly balanced.
Did you guys feel also so like as I was going through the episode last thing, as I was going through the episode, like at the end, since all that stuff happened beforehand, did you guys feel like it was going to end like a few times and then it didn't end? Like I wasn't looking at the time.
Oh yeah.
It felt like a long episode.
Yeah, like it was like doing a point where the music like went up and then it stopped and then we got to another scene.
Not gonna lie, I kept pausing
Banger
to see
after
how much
banger,
time
man.
was left over.
I was like, oh, it's gonna end here. Like when
Banger
the
after banger.
when the Purgle went up to her, I thought it was gonna end right there when it would rise all the way up. I thought it was gonna end, but then it didn't, and I was like, oh shoot! So we're gonna see this right now, and I'm not flipping through it and seeing whenever like it's gonna end or anything, but like that's what really got me.
I did flip though because I did not want it to end. I
didn't want it to end either.
I was like,
Okay,
I
20
was like,
minutes
oh my
left.
god, how much time do we have? Like, because I was like, there's 19 minutes left. That means we're only gonna probably get like 10 more minutes of this Clone Wars. And then as soon as she like got kicked back into like the World Between Worlds, I collectively went, no, please, like, go back. I wanted to see more, but yeah.
And then she gets kicked back. And then you see Anakin walking and flashing as Vader, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
Dude.
Yeah, he's like
that I've
shrugging his
seen.
shoulders. I was like, dang, he's ready, bro.
Ooh,
Yeah.
The amount of edits that I've seen of that where they use like Night Lavelle songs and they've used like some like techno like dance raves. It's some badass content.
It was
Loved
dope, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get some Dragula from Rob Zombie in that.
Another thing is like the emotion of the scene. This is the last thing I'm gonna say.
No, you're
shut
good.
up.
No.
The emotion of the scene with like the payoff of it of Anakin, like, you know, either you're gonna live or die, and for what that means for Anakin is either you're gonna live to be Anakin or you're gonna die and become Darth Vader. So what's Ahsoka's path? You know, for her, is she gonna die and become something else and follow the same path as her master, or is she gonna live and be redeemed, so to speak, and, you know, go, you know, on that path? And I just thought like that's when you get the flashes of their eyes, and Ahsoka's eyes flash red for a second, and like Anakin's
I
eyes are
choose to live.
changing. Obviously, it's just like it was just so well done. And then his eyes are like dark side. And then when she makes her decision, like, I choose to live, like, obviously doesn't, you know, choose to like strike him with the lightsaber, obviously. Then his eyes, you know, and they said, "There's hope for you yet." It's just so good, man.
Dude, I know.
Oh my god, yeah, this is so good.
They killed
Well,
it.
guys,
All right, I'm leaving now. Signing off. Bye, guys.
I love how like in I love how much Sneaker's into it. Like he's seen it one or two times. He knows all the lines already.
he does.
Because it's just like there's so much of it.
It's so, like-
It's so memorable because it connects to so much else in Star Wars, and I feel like I'm so invested in Star Wars that like when you get so many memorable moments and those connect back to them, the lines just make it so you just remember them because it connects everything so well together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Oh
just,
yeah.
I don't know. It just sticks in my brain whenever I hear stuff like that. It's weird. I guess that's the way I would explain it.
I mean, that's the beauty of Star Wars right there, brother. Does it package you that much?
Lucasfilm should hire me.
100%.
They should. I'll give a recommendation.
Professional consultant for Lucasfilm.
TK's not here, so. So guys, I want to ask you guys, of course, at the end we always ask what you guys have going on the channel. So I am gonna ask you guys that. First off, I do want to ask Daniel, what do you got coming up?
Oh, putting me on the spot, man.
Yeah.
So I undecided at the moment if I will have a collecting from the Book of Spotchka episode Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, but I don't know. We'll see.
Probably be a little too much for you.
Maybe, because I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to sleep as soon as I get off work, because I have to
Mhm.
get up at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
A new episode of Devil in the Details will be uploaded on Tuesday. Really excited for y'all to see that one. It will be over Luke Skywalker. Then episode 3, I'm not sure who it'll be. I'll go outside soon. And then of
Mhm.
course we have our trip next week, which beyond excited to
Can't
meet
wait.
you, Carlos and Austin,
Yeah.
and all these other people.
Mhm.
Hopefully, next year we all get to meet up at New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
But I'm beyond excited for that, and beyond excited to bring you guys content for that as well. And just overall good vibes going around.
Okay.
Oh,
Love
and
it.
I'm also almost forgot. I announced earlier in a different live stream that Peacemaker will be the first review on the channel for good old Spotchka. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I can't wait to see
Very
that one.
nice.
Nice.
Okay. Zio, what you got coming up?
Right now, I've been procrastinating, but I'm working on this showcase for some diorama trees that I got for 1/6 scale photography. So some big trees that I'm gonna use.
I'm gonna ask you about that later. I need to ask you about that because I was looking that up. Yeah.
Man, they are phenomenal, and they are perfect for photography and even for your displays. Like, you could really bring your displays with these trees. And so they're from this diorama artist. He's one of the best that
Are
I've
they
seen.
pricey though?
It depends. Me and him traded figures. Like, I sent him some of my 112 stuff, and so I didn't end up paying too much for them because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trees, and they're pretty cool. I know it's like a freaking thing that I got to store now, so it's gonna be crazy. So I'm working on that, and as soon as I do that showcase, I can start photography with those trees. So I'm already thinking a lot, and the reason why I got the trees was because Star Wars is the perfect line to shoot in a forest. Like, that's one of the things that I had with like Justice League. I had a hard time like thinking about like Batman in the forest. Like, it just didn't fit too much for me for my eye. And the Avengers, well, they're normally fighting most of the time in the city as well. So I really needed some outdoor figures. So boom, Star Wars. So I'm working on that. I opened a little diorama base that I got from another artist, so that's coming too. And then just photography and then content when we meet up in San Antonio next week. So so I'm looking forward to all that. Super excited.
Okay, sorry I didn't have your little thing scrolling by.
No worries.
You were last minute, so
yeah.
Steve, what you got going on? Channel. We know a lot already, but I want to hear some more.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm busy and I'm tired tonight. I'm running out like 3 hours of sleep. So tomorrow night is a live stream that I do at 8:30 Central. After Ahsoka, Spotchka is going to be on as the guest for that. It's me, Spotchka, and then Jedi Knights Watch and Mike Pause Literis. We'll be reviewing episode 5 in depth.
If I'm available,
it's gonna be a fun show tomorrow.
I'll be there.
That'll be the 3-peat for the week. 3 straight nights live streaming.
I know, bro.
I was gonna sleep all weekend. Yeah, it's been busy, but so that'll be tomorrow. We kind of already talked at the beginning of the stream, so I don't want to talk too much about it, but I partnered with Underground Figures. You guys can go to my channel and check out the announcement video on that. It has some information if you're interested in ordering stuff from them. I kind of break it down for you. There's some need to knows. It's like a 5-minute video. It's worth checking out if you collect Hot Toys and you are looking at places to buy from. I've been really happy with them, so go check that video out. I recommend them, and it helps me and helps my channel out. So go check that out. If you have any questions for them, you can always just let them know that I sent you, and that would be dope if you mention me. And then next week, I don't know. I'm gonna do After Ahsoka. After Ahsoka is happening every Friday. I'm mapping out some other content right now. I'm probably gonna do an updated collection tour, probably within the month. Now that I got my cases and figures set up, and then I'm planning some other kind of longer form content, like some little sneak peeks as like top figures in my collection, things like that. And then I started doing sneak peek videos as well. The first one I did was Sabine. Started doing sneak peek preview videos, so I'm like, that's something I've been wanting to do for a while. So I got a lot in the works. But I've been enjoying it, and it's been a lot of fun.
Steve doesn't think I watch his stuff, but I do. And Big Dog Pound, what are you in here saying? Freaking fly eagles fly? No, stop.
Joey, thanks for having me on, dude. Sorry, can't be on more consistently on Thursday nights, but I always appreciate being on, man. I always have a great time on the show, and thank you everybody in the chat for being involved as well. Always fun talking with you guys.
Yeah. Brick, what do you got going on, man?
Man, first off, just thanks again for having me. I mean, this, like I said, I watch this all the time, so it was really cool to be on here with you guys. I think you guys are a bunch of great dudes, and you know, just look up to you guys as people and collectors and fellow nerds. So it's really cool to be on here with you guys, just chilling, you know. But as content goes, you know, I just came out with a video on top pre-orders of mine that I currently have. So nothing too big, but I have a few videos in the works, at least in the mind. And I have to start those yet. But I was doing about 2 to 3 videos a week. And now that I have all these live stream things going on, it's about 1 a week and then maybe 1 or 2 shorts. So it's So the live streams are taking my time. Of course, Wednesday nights, Wolfpack Wednesdays with the Jedi Knights Watch, Kilo, the Collector, and now of course Evil Sneaker. We tend to have a guest every now and then as well. And that's been a lot of fun with the 1/6 community. So and just hanging out with a lot of 1/6 collectors and growing. So
I love Wolfpack Wednesdays. Something to watch on Wednesdays, man.
Yes, I wanted to let Brick plug Wolfpack before saying, I'm a new Wolfpack member. I'm a new Wolfpack member now, baby. Too sweet.
Hey, I drafted him first round though.
No longer the lone wolf.
I needed no longer the lone cub, man. Leave me out whimpering out there in the woods by myself. They reeled me in. They reeled me in now that I proved myself. So I obviously love that, and cool. Wednesdays are a blast.
When do you get the red shirt, or what? Do you have to? What do you have to do to get the red shirt?
I'm pretty sure Jedi is gonna personally hand deliver it to me whenever I ask him to.
Gonna come on a satin pillow with a little bit of scotch and a cigar.
We'll see. I'll get it at some point. Next time we all get together, I'm sure.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. So
can't wait.
Super happy about that, obviously.
And everybody, there's been 18 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button and hit the subscribe button to everybody that you see here, because everybody here is awesome. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I just hit 4K, of course. I do have that giveaway coming. So if you are here, where's the damn thing? I think I already put it up, but I do have a Mysterio giveaway. So that giveaway is for everybody. I have friends that are like, man, why don't you ever let us get in the giveaway? So they have never been in a giveaway, so they're going to be in it as well. It's going to be totally random, but hopefully it goes great. And they're just always on my ass about it, so I just let them in this time. I'm gonna have one on Instagram as well. I haven't uploaded that video. There's gonna be an Instagram giveaway as well of a 1/10 iron studio statue that I did win from Sideshow, so that's gonna be cool to give away. Also, copper drop. No copper drop Thursday next week, but the next week after that we will have that giveaway and have a lot of fun. I didn't do Who's That Hot Toy this Tuesday, but I will continue that this Tuesday coming up. So hopefully, I saw a lot of people enjoy the Who's That Hot Toy. So, and I really, you guys, as much appreciation as I give to you guys, I give to the chat as well. Thank you guys for being here. The chat is very important. They keep everything in line, I feel like. Just big props to everybody in there. Thank you so much. And everybody, thank you for subscribing. But anyways, it's been Collector Joey and friends. I really do appreciate y'all. Remember, everybody's link is in the description. But I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.
Damn sponsor.